Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website. He gets it ahead. On Sports 1440 and the Oilers Nation YouTube channel.
Well, a lovely Thursday afternoon. How are you? And welcome to the Jason Gregor Show on Sports 1440, Oilers Nation, YouTube, and Facebook. I hope you're having an awesome day. I'm Jason Gregor. He is Connor Halley. And the Edmonton Oilers have evened up the Western Conference Final at 2 games apiece with a 5-2 victory last night. I thought the Oilers, obviously the first 10 minutes was not ideal. Let's be honest. How many of you were cursing? How many, trust me, I put out one tweet, and because originally they'd given the Oilers credit for a shot at 8-16 and then somehow it disappeared for a while on the NHL official game sheet, but it looks like it came back. Anywho, the Oilers didn't have a shot for the first 8 minutes and 16 seconds, and they were trailing 2-0. To say it was a less than ideal start would be underselling it. It wasn't great, but the game, we said it yesterday. Colin Shaw, no one plays full 60 minutes. It's probably the most wasted statement someone can make. Got to play a full 60. Well, no one does, because the other team tries hard too. So sometimes, even though you're trying hard, it's not going to look like you're doing anything because they're going to be in control. But the Oilers came out a little tentative, and Dallas jumped out on them, 2-0 lead. And you're thinking, but the Oilers tied before the end of the first. Then Matthias Janmark scores shorthanded in the second, the first special team goal of the series. Who would have had that one? Anybody? Probably not. And then just seconds after Derek Ryan gets out of the penalty box, skates over the boards, you've got Draisaitl, McDavid, Hyman come on, and McDavid creates a turnover in the neutral zone, goes to Draisaitl, Draisaitl, Hyman, back to Draisaitl, boom, game over. 4-2, and the Oilers in the third period locked it down. Dallas had very little. They had a few shots, none of them dangerous. There was the one on the power play, Stan Coven, but I think that shot hit his own guy in front of the net, and that was it. And then Matthias Ekholm following in the footsteps. How about this? 3 defensemen have scored empty net goals in this series, all of them from inside their own zone, deep inside their own zone. And the Oilers even up that series. The big storyline today, Chris Tanev's health. Chris Tanev took a shot from Evander Kane, blocked a shot. You saw him on the bench. Well, maybe you didn't, but he was on the bench. He took off. He's one of the few guys who wears the shot blocking pads on. The guy blocks a ton of shots. It makes sense. I'm actually surprised more guys don't do it. I've talked to Desharnais and others who make a living out of blocking. Well, I don't really feel comfortable. Well, I'll tell you right now, you can get used to that. Can't play with a broken foot. So Tanev was in lots of discomfort. Left the bench, didn't return. I have a few people that mentioned to me when I was at the arena late last night, they saw Tanev with a walking boot, which is no surprise. Now, just because you have a walking boot on doesn't mean that you can't play. It just means they're like, hey, obviously he's got a sore foot. Let's try to protect it as much as we can. But Chris Tanev's health will be a big storyline tomorrow. I'm going to say this. I'll be stunned if he's on even if he's going to play, he ain't taking the morning skate. So you're into game 5 now. Maybe the head coach outlines his defense pairings if you're Pete DeBoer, or he says he'll be a game time decision. I'm going to guess probably a game time decision. So, we'll see about that. But hey, if Tanev can't go, that's a break for the Oilers. Even with Tanev in the lineup, the Oilers, I think, have played quite well. You look at how many minutes they've led in the series. It's now up to 87 for the Oilers, 47 for Dallas. So advantage Edmonton. The Oilers, again, get some key depth scoring. Ryan McLeod comes out of the press box, plays left wing, scores. Corey Perry comes out of the press box for 5 games, gets an assist on McLeod's goal. Connor Brown, 3-game point streak now with an assist on Janmark's second goal of the postseason, his first career shorthanded goal in the playoffs. That's the Oilers' first shorty since Zach Kassian. Remember Kassian scored a short. Zach Kassian, the penalty killer, not something many of us remember. Also, like Fernando Pisani is one of the greatest short-handed goals of all time for the Edmonton Oilers. Game 5, overtime, Stanley Cup final. Hard to beat that one. But the Oilers, I thought, full marks for their victory last night. And hey, Darnell Nurse. Darnell Nurse showed up and played at the level that I think he's capable of playing. I love Leon Draisaitl. Leon Draisaitl says, hey, you know what? There was a guy, we could tell his confidence wasn't where you wanted it to be. But he's found his game. He had 12 hit. Darnell Nurse just went back to do what you do well. Skate. He's their most mobile defenseman. Be aggressive. Don't back in. And be physical. And that's exactly what he did. Now he chipped in with an assist. Jumped up in the rush a few times. Had 3 block shots. But he had 12 hits in the game. Do you know how many hits he had in the 7-game series against Vancouver? Connor Halley? Want to hazard a guess?
9.
11 in the whole series. He had 12 in one game last night. He had 7, including 6 in the opening game of the playoff. Remember that? Nurse was great. Game 1 against LA. Very physical. 6 hits that night. Then in between game 1, then he had 1 hit the rest of the series against LA, and he had 11 in 7 games against the Canucks. So that is 12 hits in 11 games for Nurse after game 1. He had 12 hits last night. And he was physical, and not just little hits. There is a few, you know what? He's hammering guys off their feet. Big, strong man. Played incredibly well. And like I said at the start of the playoff, for the Oilers to go deep, you knew your best players were going to have to be good at times. And they've been good for the most of the time. McDavid, Draisaitl, Bouchard, Ekholm, Hyman, they've all been good. But they've had the odd little hiccup, fine. McDavid went, 1.3 games at times against Vancouver? Fine. But him and Draisaitl leading the playoffs in scoring. No surprise. Hyman's leading in goals. Not a real surprise based on his regular season. Bouchard, probably a little surprised at how dominant he's been offensively and really how good his defensive game's been. But you need other guys if you want to win. Cody Ceci scored some key goals. Yeah, he struggled at times, sure, but he scored some key goals. Darnell Nurse last night, his most dominant game of the season. Now, some people are going to get their shorts and they're not because they had a few icing calls. Move on. If that's your focal point, if that's what you take away from the game last night, then I think you've missed the main story, right? Don't bury the lead, as they like to say in journalism. That would be burying the lead. But, no, but nothing. Had really no relevance on the game. Might frustrate you, but had no relevance on the game. Nurse played very well. Hey, we talked about when he played poorly, which he has. And that's why you don't bench Darnell Nurse, because Darnell Nurse is capable of playing a much higher level of game than Desharnais can ever play. Right? Or really, if you look at their defense score, Ekholm maybe could be that physical. Probably unlikely. Bouchard, no. But that's what Nurse's skating ability is physical. He has something the other guys just don't. Got to put it together. If he plays like that more often down the stretch, the Oilers, I'll say it right now, they'll win the Stanley Cup. Because you know that Bouchard and Ekholm are going to be consistent. They've been consistent pretty much since Coffey and Knobloch came in. What are we at now? Almost 90 games. If you look at when they came in, what are the Oilers played? 16 games down the road. So that'd be, I guess, 75. No, 85. Yeah, 85 games. They've been really good. So I expect them to be good. Nurse was excellent from the time Coffey was hired all the way up really through until they got to the All-Star break. Then a little bit of a wobble. Got good again in early April. Has been struck. Did he have some bad luck? Yes. Last night, same thing. He had nothing to do on the first goal. Right? That was McDavid and Kulak who made the error, not Nurse. The second Dallas goal, Nurse is actually boxing Stankoven away from the net, which is what you want. And hits him in the butt, deflects in. Unlucky goal. Happens. But he played really well. And he was a tower on the back end for the Oilers. And if he does that, uses his legs, jumps up in the rush, blocks shots, hits, is that physical and sets a tone? When you have Bouchard and Ekholm on your other pair, now you got 40 minutes a night of solid hockey from your blue liners. Maybe 43, right? Because Bouchard usually is up around 23 minutes. Nurse is playing 19 or 20. Right? And Bouchard, they don't play together. So there's 43 minutes of the game. I got a real good chance to win when the guys play like that. So we'll see if it continues. This series has been very fun to watch because it's unpredictable. Many of you were screaming and yelling at your TV screen last night, and I'll tell you, that was the quietest the building has been all playoffs. Not even close. It was 1-0, then it was 2-0. It was just like crickets. A little bit of nervous energy. People were thinking, uh-oh, is our season ending? Because you knew what was on the line. And the Oilers bounced back and played great for the last 50 minutes of that game. They were very good. Third period, yeah, they finally scored a goal, albeit an empty net, but still. And they gave up nothing protecting the lead. I thought that was key. Sign of a mature team that can run and gun when you need be. And hey, they saw Jake Ottinger. Jake Ottinger, prior to the 2 games in Edmonton, in Colorado and in Vegas, had never allowed more than 2 goals in a game. The Oilers scored 3 and 4. Obviously, the empty netter makes it 5. But 7 goals in 2 games on Nurse. I'm sorry, on Ottinger. That's huge. So now you get excited for Game 5. And Sunday night in Edmonton will be a Game 6. Also today, if you're in a good mood, this is going to make you even better mood. So we have done this now on the show. This will be year number 4. We partnered up with KidSport. Many of you maybe don't know, this is a KidSport week. And a big focal point on getting kids into sport. And the benefits, many of you have probably had the opportunity to play sports, whether it's individual, whether it's a team sport, and some of your best memories of a kid. Right? Whether, it's a certain tournament you went to. Maybe you won a championship. Right? Maybe you won provincials. Right? You remember going on a tournament out of town, younger, older. Some of your greatest memories revolve around sports and being part of a team. Even if you're in an individual sport, like you can still be part of a team, right? Like there's a swimming team. Maybe you got to swim your own race. Sometimes you're in the relay. Sometimes you're individual, right? It's still a group of you. And it's loads of fun. And you make friends. You can build confidence. You can learn the devastating pain at that time in the moment of losing, right? The euphoria of winning. And it's awesome. And so what KidSport does, it gives kids that opportunity that you've had. And so today on the show, we're going to go through the whole 4 hours, and I looked at the last 3 years, and the most we ever did one year was 90, which is awesome, and the fewest we've ever did is 80. So, hey, we can go 85, which would be fantastic. All right, so we're looking for people to want to sponsor a kid to get them in the game in KidSport. Here's how it works. There's 2 different ways you can do it. You can either just make a monthly donation of $25. You send me your name and number. I'll pass it on to Graham at KidSport. They call you. They set it all up. It comes off your Visa. It's $25 for you commit for a year. $25. It starts in June, ends in May. You probably don't even notice it if you're lucky enough. Or if you want, you can do a one-time deposit of $300 bones. Right? Either way, it's up to you. And we're looking to sponsor at least 80 Kids Day. Hey, maybe it's 97. Maybe you do it for McDavid, who's now leading the playoff scoring race after picking up 2 points last night. So 833-401-1440. All I need you to do is text in with your full name, first and last name. Then I will forward it to Graham at KidSport. They will call you, get all your pertinent information. All right? 833-401-1440. Basically, let's just do 20 an hour. It's pretty easy math. So Mike is in. He's doing 2 kids. Mike's in. We have Tanner G, Rob S, Eric T, Kelly T, off and running. I love it. So if you want to jump in, it's very simple. It's $25. You know what? You'll every time you look at your visa bill, hey, you know what? Kid's playing sport now. Maybe it keeps them out of trouble. Maybe it sets them down a path that they never thought possible. Maybe it just gives them confidence, some enjoyment in their life. For a lot of kids who otherwise they don't have the funds to play sport. So you can help them out. 833-401-1440.
Gregor, throw my name in there as well. I'm in for another year.
Ooh, attaboy, Cons. All right.
I will say, I've done this the last couple of years. And like you say, I mean, luckily in a spot where we're able to make these donations, but the $25 a month, it's really not that much. And you're right. It's a good reminder how lucky some of us were to grow up playing sports and have those fun activities to do it. And going to the roast, I want to say a couple years ago was Strutty. Hearing from the people that have come out of the KidSport program, It's really great stuff. Keeping them out of trouble, keeping them, the skills that you learn from playing on sports, being coachable, working with others, life lessons you need to have growing up. So always happy to get in on this one.
Yeah. So awesome. So the con man's in. So let's rock and roll. 833-401-1440. Cam is back in. He's continuing his attaboy, Cam. I think we had you on the list already. Cam had sent an email. So that's great. So yes, Cam is in, and many others have sent in because I know they reached out to all those who were part of it last year. So that's great. So we'll count all those. So Cam, thank you very much. So we I think if we start off technically at 24, 25. So we know we have that, but we want to get to at least 80. So you can help out 833-401-1440. It's $25 a month or $300 for the year. It is it's your choice. So Robert M is in for 2. Keep them coming in. Also, Con, do you have a favorite sporting moment as an athlete? Or most memorable?
Most memorable. I got to go with probably high school football. Team went to California. We got stomped, but the memories of going down there, those live on forever. So I think that would probably.
Is that what made you a Chargers fan?
No.
Oh, okay.
That was Doug Flutie's fault.
Oh, okay.
Damn you, Doug Flutie.
Okay.
Well, I couldn't have gone to the Patriots a couple years before. Could have been a Patriots fan and enjoyed all those great times. But yeah, going down to California, we got a chance to go watch USC practice, go to Disneyland. That's got to be the top memory.
Okay. I love it. Awesome.
How about you?
Oh man, that's good. I've had a few, but I do remember winning in overtime because back when we were, I think they still do. You know how you have provincials in hockey and you have to kind of go through 3 rounds? Back then it was 2-game total point. And so if you win the first round, then you move on to the second, then you move on to the third, then you get to provincials. But in round 3, we had won the first game 5-4. We lost the second game 6-5, and then it went into overtime. We actually had a penalty, and we ended up scoring shorthanded goal to win the game, which was a huge thrill. And I just remember like that excitement every time you see guys and girls come off the bench or court, whatever, when somebody scores that goal. It's an unreal feeling, man. So that was one. Won the league in the jungle when I was a little bit older, so we had quite a fun party with the boys in the rig. So those would probably be the 2 for sure. A lot of many other ones, man. Like I remember the devastation of losing too. It's always brutal, kind of sticks with you. So it's awesome. We got a lot coming in. We'll update you on those. We'll keep it going. We'll get a tally. I got a sheet right here, so we'll get the tally. We want people in, which is outstanding. 833-401-1440. Just think about all the fun you had as a kid playing sports, and you're going to be able to give a kid that opportunity. And that's like priceless for $25 a month. When you think about it that way, man, it's a small little donation that could really help out a lot of people. Or you can do a one-time of $300. Let us know. Just send me your name and I will pass it on to Graham and the people at KidSport, and they'll be calling you. Coming up on the show, we have a loaded show for you today. Arda Okal from ESPN will join us. JMO to talk the Elks 75th anniversary, which that kicks off next Thursday. Huge event going on. We'll have Livingston. Matthew Savoie will join us from the Moose Jaw Warriors. They're into the playoff round at the Memorial Cup. Dave Maloney, Rangers analyst, spec, former Oiler, former London Knight, Rob Schremp. We'll talk a little Memorial Cup and also the NHL playoffs. Livingston will be by. Rear Admiral talk NHL. God, we are loaded show here on the Thursday edition. The Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca. The orders, by the way, they jumped out on a plane today at around 11:30. So should be landing in Dallas in about an hour's time. And then they will get set for Game 5 tomorrow night.
For Aselli hockey fans, your partner in power just skated onto the ice.
EWEL.ca, the new e-commerce website for electrical wholesalers Edmonton, is ready for the power play 24/7, 365.
UL skates to where the puck will be in 5 years. Now that's forward thinking.
Killer selection, slamming products from the best brands, and legendary service.
Don't sit on the bench. Get your account today at EWEL.ca and win that project.
Plug into your partner in power. Get an EWEL.ca account today.
The playoffs are wild. We all know that. And this year, Play Alberta is making it even wilder. Make a deposit with promo code Gregor50 to snag a $50 free sports bet with your next deposit. Get ready for unbeatable promotions throughout the playoffs with 10+ odds boost on every Oilers playoff game. Score a chance to win a pair of lower bowl or even exclusive sweet tickets for an Oilers playoff game just by making a bet on an Oilers playoff game at playalberta.ca. Bonus terms and conditions apply.
Hey, sports fans, we've got a clear choice for you. At Crystal Glass, we provide customers with the perfect glass for any job. From home to auto and even commercial, installation or repairs, we're your team. Call 310 Glass or visit crystalglass.ca. Crystal Glass. Building a bungalow used to be an ideal retirement plan, but they can be expensive and an inefficient use of valuable land. Ram Elevators and Lifts offers a better solution. Stay in the home and neighborhood you love or build up. A second story or rooftop patio are completely accessible with a Ram elevator. Ram offers a renovation-ready product that requires minimal space and no elevator pit or separate machine room. Make your home your forever home with grounded simplicity, elevated design. Visit trustram.com.
When it comes to your heavy haul trailers, don't settle for a patch job that will fall apart after a hard day's work. Bring your unit to AccuSteel Heavy Haul Trailers. They'll solve the problem once and for all, keeping you working with limited interruptions. For 25 years, their experts have been providing highway and off-road custom trailers for mining, oil and gas construction, and renewable industries. They're your industry leader in engineered heavy haul trailer frame repairs, retrofits, rebuilds, and custom trailer fabrication. Learn more at accusteel.ca.
Your love for strawberries is very passionate, you say. Just wait till you get your next taste of Booster Juice. The new Strawberry Blush smoothie made with strawberries, bananas, vanilla oat, and vanilla frozen yogurt will make you fall in love. And there's no tea like the Strawberry Serenity Teaser, a blend of strawberry juice, green tea, and honey. And for a tasty treat to pair perfectly with your berry obsession, the Strawberries and Cream Booster Ball has returned like your favorite dream. Visit a Booster Juice near you today or download the Booster Rewards app.
Mark your calendars for Finning Cat's Inventory Blowout, May 31st to June 1st. Head down to our compact construction branch at 10920 170th Street for clearance prices on new and used equipment. Secure 0% financing and choose from perks like a $500 parts credit, a cat cooler, or Edmonton Elks tickets. Plus, be our guest for a free lunch from 11:30 to 1 on both days. Hurry, these deals last 2 days only. Some exceptions apply. It's officially spring, but when the snow melts, the grass will grow. Tame your yard with the help from the Lawnmower Hospital. Live on an acreage? Save up to $2,000 and get 0% financing for 36 months on select Toro zero-turn tractors, OAC. For smaller jobs, go for the Toro Super Recycling. With personal pace and electric start, make spring yard care a breeze with Toro and the Lawnmower Hospital. LawnmowerHospital.com.
The Lawnmower Hospital.
Welcome back. Hey, great response. I love it. We're off and running. And we'll get back to everybody. Big response early. Kyle, Dawn, Blair, and Steve are all in for one. Robert M. and Paul B. In for two kids. And we'll get more as we add it in. So if you're thinking about you want to help out a kid get into sport this year for KidSport. We have a goal today. We want to sponsor. We'd love to get to 97. Hey, why not? It's the Oilers in the playoffs. McDavid's leading the playoff scoring race. Why not? The most we've ever done in 1 year was 90. But hey, on a new station, let's beat it. So it's great. We're already, because we started out, we had about 23, 24 returnees. And I just mentioned 8 more plus Connor. So that's 9. So that puts us up to 34 already. So I think that's a really good start. We're only 27 minutes into the show. So 833-401-1440. I know many of you have had great memories of sport. And it's $25 a month. And you'll get a kid playing KidSport. Or you can do a one-time $300 donation. It's your choice. Either one's the same, and it works out. Now, let's go around the NHL, brought to you by McDonald's, and the Grimace Shake is here, but only for a limited time. Hurry to McDonald's to get yours today, or order through the McDonald's app before it's gone. If you like purple, you're going to love the Grimace Shake. Arda Okal joins us as we are talking all things NHL. It's a busy time right now. It's an exciting time, especially for like the playoffs. Of course, Arda's a host at NHL for ESPN, for the NHL. Arda, welcome back to the show, man. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Always great to be back on the show. And I will say, Grimace, underrated character in like the pantheon of fast food characters. Grimace is like top 3 for me.
Oh, big fan of the purple. I like it. In the pantheon of series, the Oilers and the Stars is one of the most unique series. There's not a lot of on-ice animosity. There's not a lot of scrums. And there's really no ability to hold on to a 2-goal lead.
There is not. And in fact, to your point, games 3 and 4 both saw 2-goal leads squandered, and the other team, who was down by 2 goals in each respective game, ended up winning. Most recently, of course, the Oilers being down 2-0 in yesterday's game and winning 5-2. This is the second time in NHL history a conference final featured consecutive multi-goal comeback wins. So what we just saw in games 3 and 4 has only happened one other time in this round of the Stanley Cup playoffs ever, and that was in '92 with the Blackhawks and the Oilers. So the Oilers continuing to make history in unique ways. But yeah, the hockey's been fun. It's been unpredictable. But it asserts, I remember saying this on this show, like maybe it was a few weeks ago, if the Oilers have everybody on paper clicking, including Stuart Skinner and net, they are a very, very tough team to beat. And they can get themselves out of any jam or any situation, as evidenced yesterday when they just woke up after that ridiculous 8 minutes or 10 minutes of the first period.
Yeah, the Oilers, I think they're showing maybe they're a little bit deeper than some people thought. They've managed Dallas's depth quite well. And, you can argue Edmonton's depth scores right now have scored a few bigger goals. It was the Robertson hat trick that got Dallas their win in game 3, but it was McLeod coming out of the press box, Perry coming out of the press box in the assist, Brown and Janmark on a penalty shorthanded goal, And, that's been key for any team for sure. How much of Chris Tanev left that game? He blocked the Evander Kane shot. Everybody saw what happened. He went to the bench. He rips off his shot guard protector. Obviously wasn't protecting him or just got above it or below it. I'm not sure. But, that's a guy who many teammates in Calgary, wherever he's played, rave about his pain threshold, his ability to play through things. The fact that he left that game, and, I have 2 sources telling me they saw him in a walking boot. This could be a monumental turn in the series if Tanev can't come back, because Dallas is already down, Arda. They've really only played 5 defensemen, although they have used Alex Petrovic a lot more this round than they did Lundqvist in the first 2 rounds. But, that'd be a huge blow if all of a sudden Tanev isn't able to go tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. The Stars have had the injury bug in certain respects, certainly with their depth. Actually, I think there might someone will have to corroborate this. If there is an image floating around, allegedly, of Chris Tanev in a walking boot at an airport, if that's correct, I did not dig into this, so don't say, hey, Arda said on the radio that it is confirmed. I saw an image. I did not dig further than that. So I'm not saying that is definitively Chris Tanev, but there were some people I trust online saying that it was. So take that for what you will. But if that is in fact the case, then yeah, that's a big blow, certainly. Because all we talked about the Dallas Stars all season was depth and how complete a team they are. And, for them to lose pieces like Tanev would certainly be a big blow to their aspirations to get to the next round, especially with this series tied at 2 and the Oilers playing the way they did. If the Oilers can continue that, and if players like Tanev are dropping from the lineup for the Stars, that's going to be a big problem for Dallas.
Arda Ocal joins us. The winner of this series will take on the winner out of East. And, it's been a similar series in the sense that, both Florida and Edmonton were in need of a win at home in Game 4. They both got the win. And now it's a best of 3. Florida might say, hey, we should be up 3-1 in this series, but they're not. And the Rangers are like, okay, we're even, but we're still waiting for Zibanejad and Kreider to make an appearance in this series. So far, it's been the Barclay Goodrow and Alexis Lafreniere carrying them offensively. Then what do you make of that series? And how concerned should Ranger fans be about the fact that Kreider and Zibanejad have yet to get on the score sheet?
And by the way, Chris Kreider and Mika Zibanejad have less points in this series than Sergei Bobrovsky does.
Yeah.
I see it positively because the series is tied at 2, and by all metrics, the Panthers should have swept this series. If you're looking at it purely statistically and you did not watch a second of this game, you would look at the numbers, the scoring chances, the shot attempts, etc., and you would say, wow, how is this series tied at 2? But the Rangers have found a way to keep themselves in games. They've won 2 overtime games, and they are still in the hunt. And in fact, again, the last game was an overtime goal for the Panthers. And that was the first Panthers overtime playoff goal against the Rangers in history. That was the first time they ever did that in the postseason. So the funny thing is about that, though, is I think if you were to ask Rangers fans, I know statistically a penalty shot has a higher conversion rate than a power play.
Yeah.
But if you were to ask Rangers fans which one they would have preferred to see in that moment, they probably would have picked the penalty shot because of how good Igor Shesterkin is playing, and they probably would have hedged their bets on him making that one save. And it adds to the whole parallel of everyone comparing them to the team of destiny 94 Rangers. Well, we're missing a penalty shot save in the postseason, right? The Mike Richter on Pavel Bure. So that would have added to the narrative of that storyline as well.
When you look at that series specifically, and you know what, it's been odd at times. It's been a lot more physical though than the Western Conference Final. Do you see this physicality? Like on paper, I look and say, geez, this might benefit Florida long term. Am I wrong, or do you think that's fair that the longer this series goes and it's this physical, it benefits Florida?
It has definitely been a physical series. You're absolutely right. Game 1, it felt like Florida won every single puck battle. It felt like whether it was a 50-50 or even if the Florida player got into the corner second, they were winning the puck battles. It just felt like a complete lopsided affair. The Rangers upped their physical play as the series went on. And actually, the guys mentioned this in studio while we were watching the game. Like that series, the Eastern Conference Final, feels like a gauntlet, and whoever comes out of it is going to be very taxed, just purely based on how physical and how daunting and grueling, quite frankly, the series has been. So that would certainly benefit a Western Conference team that is not playing that style of hockey in this round. They might be more fresh. They might be less banged up than the Eastern Conference team for that reason, because you are absolutely right. It has been a physical affair. It has been hard hitting. And yeah, it's also very fun to watch.
When you look at the Oilers Dallas series and what you've seen through 4 games, do you like one of these teams' chances more to win what is now a best of 3?
I like the Oilers' chances. I think it comes down to, can they keep up what they've been brilliant in flashes of this series, especially the last 2 periods of the last game. Can they continue that? Will they get the goaltending from Stuart Skinner? Will they get the depth contributions from the Ryan McLeods and the Corey Perrys? Will Evan Bouchard continue to score goals? He's playing at a Paul Coffey-esque clip in the postseason. Like we haven't seen a defenseman score 6 goals for the Oilers since Paul Coffey in a postseason. So are we going to continue to get these kinds of performances? Are McDavid and Draisaitl going to continue to shine? Are we going to see, what version of Darnell Nurse are we going to see? So I think that there's a lot of those are the questions I'm sure that Oilers fans are asking themselves. But if the answers are all favorable, I would put that team up against any team. And I think that they would have the better opportunity to advance if all of those questions are favorable. Or the answers to those questions are favorable, I should say.
Will we see a Game 7 in either final?
Honestly, it feels inevitable in the East, doesn't it? It feels like every game. If the remaining 3 games in Florida, New York went to overtime, I don't think anyone's batting an eye. I don't think anyone's saying, "Well, I didn't see this coming." No way. Like I would be happy to predict that. And it wouldn't even seem like a bold prediction to a lot of people because of the way that it's gone. Well, also obviously because the last 3 games went to overtime. So, what a prediction, Art. A good job, right? But that's how tight the games have been. Even if it's like a 2-0 game, no lead is safe in that series either. So I can see that series going 7. I could also see Edmonton and Dallas going 7. As a neutral hockey fan, if you're not a fan of any of these teams, if you're watching it for the love of the sport and the love of hockey, you want both series to go 7. I do.
Oh yeah, 100%. The Oilers fans would say, "Hey, well, I'll take 7 if it means they win," right? That's pretty much
right.
How it works. So
it won't be fun. It won't be fun from now until Game 7.
That's very true. Very true. Arda, I really appreciate your time, man. Enjoy the playoffs.
Anytime.
That's Arda Ocal joining us from ESPN. And man, what a great response from you, the listeners. We are killing it today for KidSport. So let's keep the momentum going. Big shout out. I mentioned, I think I might have forgotten a few people, but we have Paul went in. He has 2 kids. We have Steve. We also have BB. Sevi, the commish, is also in. He will be sponsoring 2. We have Brandon, Brian, also Blair. So thank you. And here's some other ones. I don't want to forget anyone. So big shout out to all of you who are donating, whether it's 1 or 2. It's fantastic. We also have Mike A, Dean B, Rami, Jonathan, Chris K, John, Brad, Julia and Fergal, Victor, another Mike W, Harry H, he's doing 2 kids, and Glenn and Brenda also sponsoring 2. So by my quick math, we are already at 51. That's outstanding. We've done 51 and we've only been on for 40 minutes. It's like you're on a McDavid scoring pace right now. 51 and 40. It's not bad. Well, it's 102. That's probably a little bit below McDavid pace, but still pretty damn good. We're on a 100-point pace for the season. So let's fire it up. Our goal is to get to, our goal is to get to 97. We want minimum 80. So we've done very well. If you want to help out, 833-401-1440. It's KidSport Week. We're helping out kids get into the game and play. It's a $25 donation. Comes out once a month off your Visa, or you can do a one-time payment of $300. Now, Fabian actually came in and did 5. Fabian, you're a beauty. Thank you very much. But if you want to do one-time donation of $300, you can. or you want to just do a monthly of $25, we really appreciate it. Just text in with your name, which one you'd like to do, and we'll forward it on to KidSport, and they will be reaching out to you. 833-401-1440. You can be part of Gregor's Giving Gang here today on Sports 1440. We will return. We got more on the orders. Also, a huge event, the biggest alumni event they've ever seen. We'll touch on it next. The Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
0% for 60 months. I'm not kidding. Where? Well, it's GMC Buick. And it's GMC's Adventure Calls event. Pick out a new 2024 Sierra with finance rates as low as 0% for up to 60 months. If you're a Costco member, you get another $1,200 off purchase price on any 2024 in-stock Sierra. We're talking half tons, 3/4 tons, even 1 tons. If you'd rather an SUV, we've got low lease payments and an awesome selection on GMC Terrain. So get in today and get your adventure on. Wolf, GMC Buick. We're making it easy.
A solid financial plan is made up of more than just investments. Investments are an important part, but you need a more comprehensive approach. Vincent Pearson at Weird Pearson Akel & Associates Private Wealth Management understands that. He can help build a plan that includes retirement, estate planning, personal insurance, tax strategies, and yes, investments. Talk to him today and see the difference a real financial plan makes. Weird Pearson Akel & Associates. Call 780-988-4119 or visit weirdadvisoryteam.com.
The postseason is always exciting for hockey fans, but for GS, it's all about construction season. For 50 years, GS Construction has been laying the groundwork for your community, but they can't do it without the best team possible. GS Construction is scouting for experienced and motivated laborers, pipe layers or pipe layers helpers, lead hands, operators, top men or women, and a water and sewer foreman. Apply today and start working for the 2024 construction season. Visit gsconstruction.ca today.
Why tee off at the Ranch Golf and Country Club?
A fun, unique layout offering premier conditions. The Ranch has been ranked as one of the top public courses in Canada.
Unmatched value. Score Golf Magazine rated the Ranch as the best value in Edmonton.
The service, from tournaments to special events to the pro shop. Superior service that makes every visit exceptional.
The Ranch Golf and Country Club, a laid-back environment where anyone can enjoy an amazing day on the fairways. For details, visit theranchgolf.com.
Sports 1440 has added another player to our lineup. Tonight, from 6 to 9, check out Turn Sports with your host, Navin Romerick. Edmonton's exclusive home of sports talk is now rolling 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Full-service provider of heavy haul transportation and rigging at the highest level. Next Gen Transportation.
We're developing new and innovative ways to transport oversized and overweight equipment to remote and challenging locations.
Our Next Gen team leads with a wealth of experience and expertise. But most importantly, we put safety first, so everyone gets home safely.
We also take great pride in supporting our local community programs and teams. Good luck to everyone this season and in the year ahead.
Visit nextgentransportation.com.
When summer brings the heat, McDonald's brings the chill. During summer drink days, enjoy a small iced coffee or a refreshing Coca-Cola for $1 plus tax and step up your summer today. At participating McDonald's restaurants in Canada, prices exclude delivery.
Until June 8th, make the shift to more savings at Fountain Tire and get up to $200 off a set of 4 select tires, plus a bonus $50 off any service of $150 or more. Restrictions apply, financing available, book online today. I can tell by the look on your face you're thinking about it.
Your Edmonton Riverhawks usher in the 2024 season with a massive home opener party next Friday, June 7th, featuring Indigenous performances, a round dance, and an unbelievable light show. Get your tickets today to watch the Hawks play at gohawks.ca.
It's officially spring, but when the snow melts, the grass will grow. You'll find a wide selection of Echo spring cleanup equipment at the Lawnmower Hospital. From grass trimmers and chainsaws to log splitters and multi-tool systems, all backed by Echo's outstanding 5-year consumer warranty. Take spring yard care a breeze with Echo and the Lawnmower Hospital. LawnmowerHospital.com.
We're more than mowers, the Lawnmower Hospital.
continuing on. Mike and Brian are also in now. Atta boys. Just keep climbing. I like it. Keep climbing to get to our total today to help out KidSport, man. There's going to be a lot of kids really happy. Just for your small little donation. It's not that small. It's $300, but you can split it out one-time payment or $25 a month. Your choice, either one. And that'll get a kid in the game for the next year. And you know what? It makes a huge difference. I think anybody who's played sports, anybody who sees their kids in sports, it's the fun activity of it. You don't think about pro sports when you're a kid. You just think about playing and having fun and being with your buddies and winning and losing. And it's awesome, man. Whoa. God, I wish I was a young kid again. It's too bad we don't have I know there's men's league and that's a little competitive, I guess, but I don't know. There's just be something about I know there are some men's leagues you can play, women's leagues you can do it. I don't know, it's just a little bit different, right? You still got to go to work the next day. And it's, when you're the kid playing sports, you're just you played road hockey for 4 hours after school or played in the ball diamond. It's just be awesome. We should have something like that where, you know what? That's adults. Guess what? Only have to work 4 days a week now. Friday's going to be game day. Oh, be unreal. Let's get to our football report brought to you by Legacy Heating and Cooling. Home to no payments, no interest for 1 full year on your AC unit at legacyheating.ca. We are joined by Dave Jameson. Of course, many of you know him. Used to run partnership with Low Tide on the show. Before that, worked for almost 2 decades with the Green and Gold, and they brought him back as they celebrate their 75th anniversary for the Green and Gold. They have a huge event kicking off next Thursday, and then events all throughout the year. JMO, how you doing?
Good to talk to you again, Jay. I thought you were going to introduce me with they brought back an old guy to celebrate an important milestone in the franchise history. But thank you. You were much more dignified. But no, it's been great to go back and work on this project with Evan Dom and Rick Lawlisher and the team over there. And man, it is going to be an incredibly busy week and to gear up for and all the events leading up to the regular season opener on Saturday, June 8th, 5 o'clock against Saskatchewan. But it all starts, the kickoff to 75 celebration on Tuesday with an event, the official kickoff event at City Hall at 11 a.m. We're going to be joined. We're really excited about having Bill Smith, the former mayor of the city of Edmonton, but also he was a member of the 1956 Grey Cup champion Edmonton Eskimos, a really good player. And that, of course, those 3 teams, 54, 55, 56, are the original dynasty. That roster reads like a Mount Rushmore of great Canadian football players, people who went on to do some really incredible things in this province. Political leaders, business leaders. And so, and then we roll from there, Jay, on the Wednesday night to Wednesday, June 5th to the 3rd jersey. The Elks are unveiling a new uniform, which you'll see on the field for the first time on the season opener. And we're doing that from 5 until 7 downtown at the Canadian Brewhouse Ice House. Public welcome there. And there is free parking underneath that facility as well. So 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. down at the brew house. You get a first chance to look and be able to buy immediately online the new uniform for the Edmonton Elks.
What can you give us a teaser? What's it look like?
Well, I've seen the whole outfit, from helmet on down. A helmet's going to feature the 75th season logo, which has been out now for a while, and it looks fantastic. And it is don't cringe when I say it. It's fresh and new, obviously, but it's also got some tiebacks to classics. So it's not going to be one of those where you go, whoa, where did that come from?
Okay.
Not like the City Connect baseball uniforms that seem to drop every 3rd day that we're getting that you think, wow, where did that come from? No, this is steeped in the history of the team. It's green and gold. But it's new enough that you'll go, wow, that is a really fresh presentation of what is, even though the Elks I think this is their 4th or 5th season, it's green and gold has been the colors of this franchise since 1949. And it's, they've not veered away from that. It's great to see.
Will you be modeling these, JMO? Or are they going to get the slim
you want to
and
leave the
trim?
customer with a positive experience. You don't want to have me anywhere near football pants.
What about Eddie Steele? Did you see the big man's down 100 pounds? Might have to get him on early one. I love it.
Yes. Oh, he would look great in one of these. And then, speaking of alumni, the next night is going to be the biggest gathering of former Double E players in the history of this franchise, because we've got a sold-out dinner. 1,100 people will be at the Edmonton Convention Center, joined by the likes of Warren Moon, Damon Allen, Gizmo Williams, Hugh Campbell, George McGowan, Brian Kelly, Tom Scott. I mean, it's a roll call. Matt Dunnigan's going to be there. Like, I use this term too much, Jay, but Mount Rushmore. I mean, the collection of quarterbacks who are going to be there.
Ricky Ray?
The room, or Ricky Ray, Michael Riley coming back to Edmonton for the first time since he moved on to BC after. But Michael's going to be part of all of this. And, it's really when you pause, and I've been obviously working on dinner and writing it and researching and getting, diving deeper into the history of this team. And you look at the names of the quarterbacks who have played here. From and going back to the 50s, Parker and Getty, and then keep rolling all through the 70s. Tom Wilkinson is going to be there as well. I mean, there are franchises that would like half that number of quarterbacks that have been. Tracy Ham will be in the room. It's quite remarkable, the players who played here. And I think looking at the history of the team, I think there's like 1,616 players who have played at least one game for Edmonton in the Canadian Football League since 1949, and some of them are the best that's ever played in this country.
Dave Jamieson joins us, working with the Edmonton Elks on their 75th anniversary celebration. And, it kicks off next week and it'll be huge, but it's all season long, right? Because you're honoring different guys at every home game.
Well, we are. And also, Jay, I can tell you, I've been taking part along with Blake Dermott is one of our panelists. Brian Hall is part of this. I'm part of it. Evan Dom and a couple of other people are part of this. And we have selected all decades teams from the 50s all the way through until current time. And they're over the course of this season, we'll be revealing the all decades teams, and then they will culminate in fans selecting a team for the 75th season. That'll be part of an online vote. We'll, push out more information on all of that throughout the course of it. Yes, it's a season-long celebration of an incredible franchise. At some point this year, Jay, they're going to hit 18 million people in attendance, and that dates back to 1949. I mean, just think about how many people have clicked through the turnstiles at either Clark Stadium or at Commonwealth. It's kind of mind-boggling and hugely impressive, to be honest with you.
Yeah, no, I think it's massively impressive. A lot of people wondering, is Roman Reigns making an appearance this time?
No, I'm not. Unless there's a surprise, Jay, and given that he's a wrestler, we're all about surprises. No, Roman Reigns does not appear at this point on any RSVP list I've seen, but Joe Onaway, as I knew Joe before he became Roman Reigns. But and then we have a Legends event. I should tell you that we're rebranding, if you know Commonwealth Stadium, and I know you do. There's the Jackie Parker Room, and then there's what has been known for years as the Quarterback Club. It's being rebranded on Friday, June 7th as Legends, the Legends Club, and there'll be a ribbon cutting there and an event for the alumni. And then there's a public autograph session. People have been asking us, will we have a chance to meet some or all of the people who are in town? And there'll be a public autograph session in the Field House, which is, of course, people know by now, adjacent to Commonwealth Stadium, the indoor facility there. And there'll be an autograph session at 3 o'clock on Saturday. Of course, kickoff at 5.
Dave Jamieson joins us. JMO, the ongoing celebration, you mentioned how it's going to be the biggest collection of alumni in one room ever. Did you find that kind of as the ball got rolling, there was just more guys who were, calling, and interested and really wanted to come back this time?
Well, it's funny you say that. Like, there are people I know, guys I worked with, and obviously those the bigger names throughout the course of the history. And some of it I've had personal contact with. And then, one day my phone will ring, and it'll be a number I don't know from a location I'm not familiar with. And, the voice on the other side will go, hi, my name is, I'll give you Stephon Jones, who is the receiver,
number 75.
Yeah. it's Stephon Jones. And he introduces himself, and he's like, I don't know if you'll remember me. And I went, oh, I remember you. And he goes, I'd like to come to town. And I'm just wondering if you could send me information. So you end up having a great conversation, and guys have surfaced saying, look, I can't be there. And then it's a lot like a reunion, because, Jay, when the careers end, people scatter and they go back. In many cases, many remain. But then they go back to, hometowns or places where they're establishing their careers and their families. But it's really, the bond between those athletes who have competed and won remains deep. I mean, they'll be decades removed, and there's still a deep, deep bond, which, again, I've been around it, but I've obviously never played, is something that's really quite remarkable to witness.
Yeah, well, I can imagine. For those, we were talking about it, Dave. We're doing a fundraiser today for KidSport.
Yes,
and getting kids in the game, and just we had so many people texting about some of their favorites and memories of just playing. Well, then you be an adult getting to play a kid's game as your quote job, right? And just the memories, not only the game, but in the dressing room and on the practice field and on the bus and hotel, wherever it is. Yeah. And I can see why, they'll sit, they catch up, and they'll all remember the stories. Most of them won't even be about the games.
No. What happened, Jay, in 1982 on third down at McMahon Stadium, if it was a big play and it decided a championship, you probably remember it. But a lot of it just gets lost to history. Mm-hmm. But it is the laugh you had and the relationship you had, and then you got to know his family or whatever. I mean, I come away, really, it makes you feel good to witness that sort of camaraderie and that friendship, which, has lasted over decades in some cases.
Yeah, no, for sure. Now, is there at the big event next Thursday, is there like a round table?
There will, I don't mind telling you, we'll be doing, I'll be on stage doing what, kind of a mini hot stove. Okay. And there will be Warren Moon with Hugh Campbell, and we will talk about, because what we're doing, Jay, is we've got Edmonton has 14 Grey Cups, and I will say, and counting, 14 Grey Cups that we're having a featured guest, but not all of them will be on stage to do interviews, who will represent the Grey Cups through the years.
Nice.
But we can't talk to everybody. So we're going to have what we, representatives, if you will, of a particular era, followed by Gizmo on stage with Damon Allen. And let me tell you, I did a thing with them last year at the stadium before a game, and it's a lot of fun. And I stepped out of the way and said, go for it, gentlemen. And then it's Ricky Ray and Michael Riley together. And Michael is the last Edmonton Eskimo quarterback to win a Grey Cup. And I think that's very significant, right? Because then the franchise changed names, and, they're moving on to creating their own great history.
Yeah. So no, it should be fun for lots of people all season long, remembering many of those great teams and great individuals, and lots of fun. And we look forward to it, Dave. Everything that so it starts next week. What's the first one again? Tuesday,
City Hall, Tuesday, 11 a.m. Lots of events, food trucks, cheer team performance, and all of that. We'll get it going, officially kick it off. And we've got the third jersey unveil, I should say, Wednesday, June 5th, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. at Ice House, Canadian Brew House Ice House downtown. And then on to the dinner on June 6th at the Edmonton Convention Center. But a lot of people are obviously, it's game day on Saturday, June 8th, 5 o'clock kickoff. And there's a public autograph session in the Field House, which is adjacent to Commonwealth. And for those who know, it's on the west side of the stadium. And it's going to be an opportunity throughout, a period there to try and get autographs from most, I would imagine, of the featured guests that we're going to have at the dinner.
Awesome. Thanks so much, JMO. We'll see you at the dinner.
Excellent. Thanks, Jake.
That's Dave Jamieson from the 75th celebration for the green and gold. And man, that's going to be awesome. Coming up, we'll get the sports update with Connor Halley. We'll update you. Have a few more donations coming in. We'll get to that. Also, more on the Oilers and the Dallas Stars. Huge win last night for the Edmonton Oilers. And now I picked Edmonton at the start of the playoffs to win the Cup. I picked them to win this series. And last night, something we saw for the first time from the Dallas Stars that I think bodes well for the Edmonton Oilers. We'll get into that and more after Conman Sports 1440 update, brought to you by Booster Juice, stop in if you're a fan of strawberries. Woo, they got lots of strawberry stuff for you. The Strawberry Serenity Teaser. They have the new Strawberry Blush Smoothie, or they brought it back, the Strawberries and Cream Booster Ball, only at Booster Juice.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Final goes tonight out in New York as the Rangers host the Panthers. Puck drop just after 6 o'clock. That series tied at 2 games apiece in the association. The Dallas Mavericks looking to wrap up their series with the Minnesota Timberwolves, leading 3-1. That one gets going at 6:30. In the majors, a light day, just 8 games on the schedule. Finals for you. Brewers knocked off the Cubs 6-4. Twins get past the Royals 7-6, and the Athletics falling to the Rays 6-5 in 12 innings. Right now, Astros and Mariners scoreless in the top of the 4th. Later today, the Mets host the Diamondbacks, Tigers in Boston, Braves host the Nationals, and the Yankees up against the Angels. WNBA, Caitlin Clark and the Fever host the Storm at 5. Then at 6 o'clock, the Sparks taking on the Sky at the RBC Canadian Open. Right now, Sean O'Hare and Sam Burns atop the leaderboard at 7 under par. Ryan Palmer and Robert McIntyre 4 under. Rory McIlroy sitting 4 under as well. As for the Canadians, David Hearn -3, Mike Weir 2 under par, Taylor Pendrith, Corey Connors, Etienne Papineau, and Cam Kellett all -1. And it was a great day for Canadians at the French Open. Felix Auger-Aliassime, Denis Shapovalov, and Leila Andy Fernandez all winning their second round matchups right now. Bianca Andreescu and Anna Kalinskaya currently tied at 1 set apiece. And from the NFL, the Miami Dolphins have locked up wide receiver Jalen Waddle to a 3-year, $84.75 million contract extension, $76 million guaranteed in 14 games this past season. He had 72 receptions for just over 1,000 yards and 4 touchdowns. That now makes him one of the top 5 highest paid receivers in the NFL. Coming up in hour 2 of the Jason Gregor Show, we'll be joined by Rear Admiral of Spit and Chicklets, and Colin Livingston joins us in the Cantor Race Report. I'm Connor Halley. This has been a Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440, a Stingray radio station broadcasting on Treaty 6 territory.
Download the free iHeartRadio app and listen to CKJR wherever you go.
The playoffs are wild. We all know that. And this year, Play Alberta is making it even wilder. Make a deposit with promo code Gregor50 to snag a $50 free sports bet with your next deposit. Get ready for unbeatable promotions throughout the playoffs with 10+ odds boost on every Oilers playoff game. Score a chance to win a pair of lower bowl or even exclusive suite tickets for an Oilers playoff game just by making a bet on an Oilers playoff game at playalberta.ca. Bonus terms and conditions apply.
Try the new extra large New York style crispy pepperoni pizza only from Papa John's. Get you some of that crispy, curly, cuppy pepperoni on top of an extra large New York style crust pizza with creamy tomato sauce and a 3-cheese blend. This ain't around forever, so walk fast like you're in NYC and order one now. The extra large New York style crispy pepperoni pizza for just $22.99, only at Papa John's. Better ingredients, better pizza, better get you some.
Experience more at the Edmonton Expo Center. Come for Canada's largest trade show, the biggest names in entertainment, exhilarating sporting events, and more. Stay for the experience. But it doesn't end there. Maximize your brand exposure with Edmonton Expo Center's new cutting-edge feature screens, spanning Western Canada's largest venue space. Captivate an annual audience of over 1 million visitors during iconic events like Pro Rodeo, Disney on Ice, Glow, K-Days, and so much more. To learn more, call 780-660-0514 or visit EdmontonExpoCenter.com today.
Hey, Leduc, can leading edge physiotherapy help you? Well, this is a question I face every day. Let me answer the best I can.
Well,
an injury to your toe, foot, ankle, knee, hip, lower back, middle back, neck, shoulder, elbow, wrist, hand, or finger? Are you dealing with a sprain?
Welcome back.
Fracture, tendonitis, bursitis, arthritis, dizziness, balance issues, surgery, whiplash, or headache? Okay, I can't list all the problems that can help in leading edge physio in under 30 seconds, and I can't promise we fix everyone. But I can promise that we'll combine our experience, skills, technology, and hands-on care to give you an edge. Life shouldn't hurt. Find us at leadingedgephysio.com.
Introducing the Female Super League. Female hockey is on the rise with more women playing the game than ever. Join us as we pave the way for the future of women's hockey. The FSL is more than a game. It's a movement and an experience for the motivated female athlete. teams will compete in a showcase
I think
style
it's Brewhouse Ice
featuring
House, and then
consistent
on to the dinner on June
competition.
6th
Come be
at
part
the
of the
Edmonton.
journey as the 2024-25 season unveils a 12U division, as well as the launch of a groundbreaking progressive body checking 14U division. For more information, visit femalesuperleague.com.
For a limited time at McDonald's, enjoy the tasty breakfast trio. Your choice of chicken or sausage McMuffin or McGriddles with a hash brown and a small premium roast coffee for $5 plus tax. Available until 11 a.m. at participating McDonald's restaurants. Price excludes delivery.
Mr. Ruther does a TED Talk.
Thank you for coming today. Let's talk about it. Pressure. Everyone in this room feels pressure. But let me tell you something about pressure. I'd rather feel too much pressure than not enough. You know why? Because low pressure often means you have corroded pipes, impaired water lines, or a calcified shower head. And who needs that? I'm Mr. Ruther, and this has been my TED Talk.
For an inspirational plumber, call
Excellent. Thanks, Jay.
Mr. Ruther.
The Toronto Blue Jays are on Sports 1440. Every weekend, catch all the action with play-by-play announcer Ben Schulman. The Blue Jays, this Saturday and Sunday on Sports 1440. Edmonton's home for all things sports.
I'm Colin Livingston, president of Cantork. Since 2016, we've been at the forefront of hydraulic torque wrenches in Canada. I'm delighted to share our latest venture, in-house production for quicker turnaround, superior quality, and heightened versatility. Experience excellence at cantork.com.
All right.
The blue on the sea, blue sink and bleed under sky so smoky blue green.
After 3 o'clock, welcome back. Jason Gregor, Connor Halley, with you on Sports 1440, Oilers Nation, YouTube, and Facebook. Hope you're having a wonderful day. We had a great first hour. Unbelievable first hour. We ended it with Trent from Will Hawk Beef Jerky sponsoring 5 kids, which is awesome. So we are up now to 59. All right, that's a very good first hour. Now, it's a hard pace to keep up. I get it. Maybe it's like a sprint early out of the gate. Everyone's fired up. That's awesome. But we are well on the way. We got to get at least 21 more. So we had 59 the first hour. We want to always get to our lowest, which was 80. 97 would be the peak goal. And a little bit of a McDavid connection, of course. Why not? So we're helping out. It's KidSport week, and today we're helping out KidSport. You can be part of our. We'll give you updates, by the way, if you're part of the they call it the Gregor's Giving Gang at KidSport. Trust me, it's not about me, but that's what they wanted, just to keep it. So they put it all in one folder, and that's fine. And then I'll send out updates quarterly during the year, so you get an update on what's going on and some highlights from that quarter. Because I think it's important for people to know where their money's going. It's $25 a month. Commit for a year, or you can do a one-time payment of $300. It's the same thing. It's your choice, and it's to get kids playing in KidSport. So if you want to help out, just think of all the great memories you had for yourself or for your kids right now, and just what a difference it makes in their life, confidence-wise, competitive-wise, health-wise. There's so many benefits of sports. We all know it. We've seen it. It's awesome. So we need at least 21 more, but hey, maybe we'll push it to 37. That would be unreal. So 833-401-1440. So why don't we just do the math? Let's just get 10 an hour. That's easy. That'd give us to 91. I would take that. But you know what? We always have a final push. So if you want to help out, just text in with your name, and we'll obviously have your number. We just need your name. And if you want to do a monthly one, or if you want to do a one-time payment, or if you want to do multiple kids, it's your choice. Let us know. If you do multiple kids, then it's $50 a month, etc. So 833-401-1440. Coming up with this hour, the Admiral will join us from Chicklets. We'll have Livingston. Matthew Savoie is going to join us, of course, from St. Albert. He's in the Memorial Cup right now as the Moose Jaw Warriors, victorious last night. They are moving on, 2 nights ago. They are moving on to the semifinal. where they will take on the host Saginaw, and the winner of that will face London in the Memorial Cup final on Sunday. Should be great. Dave Maloney will join us. We'll also hear from Mark Spector, Rob Schremp on a busy Thursday afternoon. We got lots more talk about the orders as we get to the oil report, brought to you by Volvo Cars Edmonton.com, as they are Canada's #1 Volvo dealership. Why? Because they're a 13-time winner for service in sales and service. Because not only do you get great vehicles, you get even better service. That's why people keep coming back to Volvo Cars Edmonton.com. And the orders, they flew today to Dallas, probably landing here within the next half hour. And the big question will be about Chris Tanev. But the orders, you know what? The big question will be, did we see them, take a big chink out of the armor for the Dallas Stars? Number one, Jake Ottinger on the road in the postseason had never allowed more than 2 goals till he came to Edmonton in any game. The orders got 3 on him when they lost game 3, and then, of course, 4 on him before pulling the goalie and getting a 5th. And if you look at, and not only that, if you look at the Stars, a 2-0 lead, and in that second period specifically, when Janmark scored, that seemed to rattle Dallas. Because right on the ensuing faceoff, Edmonton's coming out. They get another scoring chance, and Derek Ryan gets out of the penalty box. The Oilers turn it over. The building's going to absolutely bananas when Leon Draisaitl scores. And Dallas just looked, kind of for the first time that I'd seen, like even in those series, like they lost to Vegas a few games where they just couldn't score. They had lots of opportunities, couldn't score. Right? You look at game 1 against Colorado, they were up 3-0, and then they kind of blow it. But they played really well. Last night, I thought Edmonton controlled much of that game, excluding the first 10 minutes, when obviously they were kind of sleepwalking, looking like a bear coming out of hibernation. And now the Oilers, right? Their momentum has not really been a thing yet in this playoffs, at least from game to game. It's been a huge thing in game, and almost inexplicably, right? Like Dallas gets out, they're up 2-0, everything's going good. Edmonton had like 1 shot in the first 11 and a half minutes. And then all of a sudden, boom, boom, 2 goals. And then look at 2 goals in quick succession. Right? Like giving up 1 goal is one thing, but the thing that crushes you in the postseason is when you give up multiple goals in quick succession. And you know what? I thought for the first time, now I haven't watched every game of Dallas, but in its entirety. But that was the first time, and I talked to some people in the press box in Dallas, and that was kind of the first time they saw Dallas look a little bit kind of out of sorts. And so I wonder, is that a little bit of a plant of seed of doubt? We'll see. Like the Stars aren't going to roll over. Make no mistake about that. But if Chris Tanev can't play, that's a huge loss for them. Because I look at this. So Chris Tanev can't play. He comes out of the lineup, and Darnell Nurse emerges from his funk last night. That's like a 2-player trade-off. When you think about it, Tanev coming out, that's a big blow. Like Ryan Suter's going to play in their top 4 now. He's not Tanev. And then you have Darnell Nurse, because you know that Ekholm and Bouchard, they've been consistent now for 85 games together. Darnell Nurse last night was dominant. All over the ice. He used his speed. He attacked with his feet. He jumped up in the rush. He had an assist. He had block shots. And he had 12 hits. He was physical. On a team that's not that physical, Darnell Nurse got in guys' faces repeatedly. Keep in mind, 12 hits last night. In the 7-game series against Vancouver, he had 11. In LA, he had 7, and 6 came in the opening game. So if he's starting, you know what? Sometimes it's go back to fundamentals, go back to basics. Darnell Nurse, big and strong, can skate very well, can close in on guys. He should be physical. And, whatever the reason was, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. People, it should have happened earlier. Well, that doesn't matter. Of course he wanted to play better earlier. But who cares? He wasn't playing at the top of his game, and the Oilers were still winning. So now as you go deeper and in theory play better teams, if he emerges, that just makes you a better team. It's a huge positive from my standpoint. And it's needed, right? Because there's no one else in the Oilers blue line that can do the whole entire package of Nurse. Right now, he can't run a power play like Bouchard, but he can score 5-on-5 pretty close. Look at the numbers he has. He skates better. He's physical. Right? When he's on his game, he's got a lot of positive elements, and you saw it last night. Again, no one's perfect. Right? Miss a few outlet passes, but if that's what you're focusing on, you're burying the lead. You're missing the plot. They needed Darnell Nurse to be more engaged. And last night, he was significantly more engaged. Significantly more engaged. And that's what they need. Right? 100%. So, a few other texts flying in. 833-401-1440. Hey, Gregor, what did you think of Broberg from Jesse? You know what? I didn't notice him a ton, which is good. What I did notice a few times was, quick feet, getting back to pucks. I also noticed in the first period, and no surprise, the guy hadn't played a game. He's coming in game 4 of a conference final. There's a little bit of nerves, right? He looked hesitant. There's a few times, twice, where because of the potential for the stretch pass, I saw him stop, back up, and I actually ran into Colin Shock, and we talked about that in the press box. He goes, that's exactly what we're talking about. Dallas's stretch sometimes can impact you just by you hesitating, and instead of going in, you're like, oh, I don't want to have the guy get behind me and beat me, so then you retreat out. And so an easier zone exit. And we saw that a few times from Broberg. And you know what? It's probably better to be safe than sorry. But I noticed as the game went on, he got more comfortable. He got more confident. And I look at Broberg, I can see why from a stylistic matchup, you're like, hey, you know what? We need a guy a little bit quicker maybe on pocket triples. Now, you might lose some physicality. He obviously doesn't play in the penalty kill, although CC went up and played there as Kulak. They were fine. But if Florida comes into town, let's say Edmonton wins and Florida wins, well, then I would strongly consider playing Desharnais against a much bigger, more physical team. Right? And that's where the advantage of having depth and capable players who offer something a little bit different, it can help you. And I'll credit the Order players because Corey Perry in the press box, what do you want to do when you come out of the press box? You want to get noticed, and you want to make sure the coach is noticing you. Corey Perry did it last night. Ryan McLeod did it last night. Philip Broberg did it last night. When Sam Carrick came out of the press box early in the series, same thing. And that's, Connor Brown earlier, same thing. Right? Derek Ryan. That's what you need. If you want to win in the playoffs, you're going to need more than just 12 skaters and 6 defensemen. You just do. So, the Orders, if they get into injury trouble all of a sudden, they've got depth guys to move in and out. Now, obviously, it's different if it's a McDavid injury. That's somewhat harder to fill, virtually impossible. Although the Draisaitl guy's not bad. But I look overall, last night, the Orders outside of the 10 minutes, and again, I don't think a team can play perfectly 60 minutes. I don't believe in it. I never have. You want to limit the opposition's run to shorter than 10 or 11 minutes like last night. Totally fair. But would you take the subpar 11 minutes or the really good 49? I think we both know the answer. And that's what happened last night. Dallas was the team who had the shorter stretch of hockey they'd be really happy with. And now it's their turn to punch back, right? Edmonton was more desperate. They didn't show it early, but they came on. And now we'll see best of 3 into Dallas tomorrow. Game 6 is a guarantee in Edmonton on Sunday night. And it's, you know what? I've really enjoyed this series, and I'm looking forward to it. Tomorrow's game, in case you're wondering, will be another 6:40 puck drop on Sunday night in Edmonton. The game will be broadcast will start at 6, which means the puck drop around 6:10, maybe 6:15. Okay, so keep that in mind for Friday and for Sunday. 833-401-1440. Hey, guys, what I find funny was everyone before the series talking about Dallas's depth, but honestly, they don't have much depth in the back end. It's pretty lean back there. Petrovic playing and this looming Tanev injury, Montana to Rice. Well, hey, man, that's, if you listen to this show, you'll know that a certain host was like, whoa, pump the brakes. And we talked about it. Like, does depth not count as guys on your penalty kill? playing a huge role. And by the way, the Oilers are 23, which is really good, but the NHL record in the playoffs that I've uncovered is 34. Now, Montreal has the longest stretch of games where they didn't allow a goal. They went 13 consecutive games without allowing a power play goal. But they had 32 kills over that time, and then consecutive ones which overlap because they one game where they allowed a goal. It was then the team scored, then they killed off the final two that game, and then it stretched into the rest games. But the St. Louis Blues in I got to look at the year again. I want to say 19 or 2001, maybe. They had 34 consecutive kills. What's funny is it was 8 consecutive games, then mixed in with the ninth game where they killed off another 2. So 34 consecutive. So there are ways to go. Not that it matters. Like, who cares? All I know is right now the Oilers penalty kill. Not only are they not giving up goals, they're gaining momentum. They're scoring goals and really limiting Dallas. They're sucking the life out of them because Dallas is barely getting any sort of chances. And that's what makes a penalty kill or a power play so successful. Quick break. Their Admiral from Chicklets will join us next on the Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca. And we'll get we had a really good first hour. We got to keep the momentum going. It's KidSport Day. Do you want to help out kids get into sport? It's a $25 a month donation for 12 months or a one-time fee of $300. We want to get to 80. We are now at 61 because Dave came in just here seconds ago. So attaboy Davey. So we're up to 61. All right. 833-401-1440.
Christensen Communities, the name in active adult living. Enjoy retirement living without compromise. At Christensen, we understand that each lifestyle is unique. We are committed to providing choice through optional dining, personal services, recreation programs, and care plans to suit your current and future needs. Enjoy maintenance-free living and build new friendships in a safe, independent community. Large suites with full kitchens and in-suite laundry, on-site amenities, and so much more. Find out more today about our communities across the province at cdlhomes.com. Ennio and Jason are friends.
Hey, buddy.
What's up, buddy? Except when they talk hockey.
Edmonton had all those first overall picks, and they still can't win.
Yeah, but we still beat you. Battle of Alberta champs, baby. But ask them who makes the best beef jerky in Alberta, and they'll tell you.
Wilhauk beef jerky.
It might be the only thing Alberta hockey fans can agree on.
Pick up some Wilhauk beef jerky today in Leduc, Spruce Grove, and West Edmonton Mall.
Thinking of building a garden suite above your detached garage for aging loved ones? Make a RAM elevator part of that plan. RAM Elevators and Lifts understands that an elevator is more than a mechanical device. It's accessibility and safety, and it's an easy addition that can be added in a space as small as 3.5 by 4 feet with standard 8-foot ceilings. North American made and rated as the best residential elevators by Forbes magazine. Grounded simplicity, elevated design. Click on trustram.com.
CW Eves Troughing is busy. That's why they're looking for experienced troughers to run one of their trucks. To get paid top rates, contact CW Eves Troughing at 780-435-1492 or email info@cweves.com.
Heavy hauling in the worst of climates can be dreadful. Take the stress off the job with AccuSteel Heavy Haul Trailers. They redefine heavy hauling with premium heavy haul trailers designed, manufactured, and battle tested in the harshest of conditions. And if your heavy haul trailer has issues, their full service and frame inspections will tell you exactly what's wrong and why. They take the guessing out of repair work with quality engineered frame repairs that get you back working quick. Discover the difference at accusteel.ca.
For 50 years, GS Construction has been laying the groundwork for your community. But they couldn't have done it without building their employees from the ground up. Many of GS Construction's employees started without any industry experience at all. But because of such programs such as GS's Next Person Up, they've gone on to become valued members of the team. If you want to join the team as a laborer, pipe layer, or pipe layer's helper, lead hand, operator, top man, or woman, or water and sewer foreman, visit gsconstruction.ca.
This spring, the savings continue at the Brick. Take up to 40% off furniture and mattresses, as well as a chance to scratch and save an additional 40% off your purchase. Plus, you'll have the chance to win great prizes, including a $10,000 Brick shopping spree. Find amazing deals on kitchen appliances and save up to $400 on sofas, so you can prepare your ultimate game day snacks and then watch the game in style. Some exclusions apply. See in-store for details. The Brick, saving you more.
For over 65 years, Denham Ford has delivered the customer service and value that keeps Albertans moving. And that tradition continues with the all-new 2024 F-150. Lease one today with $1,000 down and pay just $299 bi-weekly, taxes included. That's the value you've come to expect from where cars always cost less. The F-150 $299 driveway lease, only at Denham Ford in Wetaskiwin or at denhamford.ca.
Before every big interview, every big presentation, every big moment, I've always looked in the mirror and put on my game face. But lately, my eyes look tired, my brow looks old, and I'm starting to think it's game over.
Stop thinking and start seeing Dr. Vance Elliott for skin refreshing treatments designed to give you a fresh and natural appearance.
He didn't make me look weird. No, he gave me back my game face.
Book your consultation today at drvanceelliott.com.
Welcome back. Jason Gregor, Connor Halley with you on Sports 1440, Oilers Nation, YouTube, and Facebook as we go in the room. Brought to you by Next Gen Transportation, heavy haul transport provider, 100% locally owned and operated and proud to support numerous youth charities. It's nextgentransportation.com. And the Admiral, R.A. from Spitting Chicklets, joins us once again. R.A., how you doing?
Fantastic, boys. Hey, if there was ever a song that deserves a Stanley Cup playoffs commercial, it's that one right there. Great intro. Appreciate that.
Hey, no, but I saw you at the Memorial Cup celebrating in the room, were you not?
Actually, that was an older video, but I think they were so pumped up.
Oh, okay.
They busted out again last night. So I was not in London, but I will be back. Great time. Loved it there.
Okay, I was kind of like, oh, geez, I thought he was coming to the NHL, but hey, he slid down there. I thought maybe he went to Saginaw, a big town of Saginaw, for that big matchup last night.
Oh, yeah. Little controversy out there. No, I had to stick around. I'm on my way. I missed my early train. I'm on my way to the Rolling Stones right now, down at Foxborough at Gillette Stadium. So I'm that idiot on the train. Everyone's getting annoyed with it right now. But it's a playoffs. You got to do what you got to do, right?
Yeah, hey, got to do what you got. Now, if you get one Stone song live, what's the one song you'd want?
Oh God, tonight. I'd love to have Memory Motel, but I doubt they're gonna play that tonight. But that'll be a doozy to hear.
Okay. Florida and the Rangers. Florida and the both the conference finals are 2-2, but Florida and the Rangers, it's one where if you're New York right now, you know, you're like, guys, we got to get Zibanejad and Kreider going. We're 2-2. Alexis Lafreniere is playing like a number one overall pick. He's 22 years of age, and it's kind of like his coming out party a little bit in this playoff. So let's start with him first, then we'll get to the guys who aren't producing. But man, that kid is and I say a kid because he's only 22 years of age. You know, there are some people who prematurely wanted to write him off and such, which I'm always confused by those early projections on a young player. But you know, you watch that series up close. What's impressed you most about his game in this series and really the whole playoffs?
I mean, I think just the confidence that he's reaching with right now. I mean, he's playing like we've never seen him play at this level before. And like you said, he's only 22 years old. These kids get so much pressure put on them, and you know they've been talking about trading him for years now. And I think it's great that you see a team have that patience, and kudos to the Rangers for sticking by him. And you know they're reaping the benefits right now. Just like I said, his overall confidence with the pocket, just not afraid to try these moves and the goals he's scoring. I mean, you see how much he's impressed his teammates that jump out of their seats. And as for his teammates who aren't producing, you know, Mika and Redbat, I think it's just a case of, you know, a new series. Some players thrive and others don't. That may have been previous series. And I think that, you know, they're just getting shut down right now. Florida's a wagon. They just suffocate you, similar to what Dallas is doing out west. And yeah, Rangers having a tough time without Shesterkin, man. This thing would probably be close to over already.
Now, I know that your fellow, your coworker there, Mr. Whitney, is of course a huge fan of the Orders. How enjoyable is it right now having Whitney around when the Orders are winning?
Well, I mean, anything to get Whitney to smile a little bit is always a good thing to have, right? No, it's fun. I mean, I think, I might have picked Dallas, but I would say after years, there's nothing more, I think, than I think any hockey fan wants to see McDavid on the grand stage and like that final. And, I would rather see that than, hit a small series wager perhaps. But, yeah, it's great to have, back to being a fan again and having him, have fun with it, play up to it. I know he mentioned, he's been going through some stuff with family issues, and it's nice to have him, have some joy and something to smile about with everything that he's been dealing with lately. So it definitely enhances the show and makes it fun for everybody.
Chris Tanev is a big storyline. Dallas really was playing 5 defense, although they've played Petrovic more this series than they did Nils Lundqvist in the first 2 series. But, Chris Tanev blocked a shot, left the game, didn't return. So you got to know it's pretty serious for that guy not to return. My understanding, I saw him I didn't see him personally, but I had 2 people tell me they saw him in a walking boot leaving the arena, which a lot of times is there to just kind of prevent swelling. But how much of a blow, would it change significantly for you how you viewed the series if Game 5 starts and Tanev isn't on the ice?
Yeah, absolutely. He's one of these guys that he doesn't put up a lot of points. That's what he's there for. We talked to Eddie Jovanovski on the show the other day, talking about some guys, less is more. A guy like maybe Forsling or a guy like Lindgren, the less they do, the better. They just got to play that worry about their own end. And you look at the numbers that Canada's been doing to the opposition, what he's doing with McKinnon, what he's been doing with McDavid. That's a huge, huge loss, man. When you lose a shutdown guy like that, again, he's not there for scoring. He's there to prevent other guys from scoring. And Canada's been doing that with Bell's on all playoffs. So, yeah, I saw the picture of him, too, with the walker boot at the airport. So, if he's out, that's a huge loss. And obviously, if he's playing, nobody's 100% this year. But, in a walker boot, that's not the best thing you want to see as a Dallas fan. But if I had $1, I would bet that he would definitely be in the lineup next game.
We're getting closer all the time to June, which of course means the draft and free agency. And usually the draft is where trades happen. Are you expecting Allmark and the Bruins to be parting ways this summer?
Yeah, if not at the draft, definitely over the summer at some point. Swayman solidified, as anyone did have doubts about his position as the number 1 goalie. The playoffs. You saw what he did. It was absolutely incredible. There's no need to pay Allmark for another year at $5.5 million, $5 million, whatever it is. Especially when he's got the draft capital right now. You get probably a top 6 guy. They do need some more scoring punch. There's no need to keep. I know him and Swayman have a great relationship, and the fans love to hug and all that stuff. But you're there to win playoff games and Stanley Cups, and trading him makes him a better team at the end of the day. And hate to see it go, but we know at this point it's a business. So again, GMs, they got to do what they got to do sometimes. And I think Allmark is going to be a goner.
Now, I know there was the LA trade he turned down, but does the New Jersey Devils, do they have anybody in New Jersey that you think Boston would be interested in acquiring, that they could acquire? Obviously, they're not going to get Jack Hughes, et cetera, but you know what I mean? Do you see that as a potential trade partner?
But possibly. New Jersey definitely needs a number 1. And Allmark only has a modified no trade clause, so he did put, LA on his list of teams, which was most strategic reasons at the deadline. He may change his mind over the summer. I think he did want to go there in the middle of the season, but, he doesn't have today. Ultimately, at the end of the day, the Bruins can send him to, the teams that he doesn't put in his list. So I think anybody's in play. Edmonton's probably a team that'll be in play. I don't know how this, playoff shake out. But Jersey, besides the Bruins, I don't know who on the roster right now that they'd want to part with right now, because the Bruins draft picks don't help them right now. They need a young top 6 body, I would think, but no one jumps out, to be honest with you, right away. But I don't think the Bruins want to just get draft picks, maybe some prospects, but I think they need immediate help.
All right, enjoy the Stones concert tonight. Have fun at that. Make sure you remember it, and we'll talk again soon. Appreciate your time.
Hey, thanks, buddy. Sorry for the whisper tone. Like I said, I wouldn't be able to talk yet, but on the train talking. But I appreciate having me on, and I'll be louder next time.
Hey, no problem, man. There you go. That's the Admiral from Spitting Chick. The Stones, man. They're on a massive tour right now. And I saw a video of Mick Jagger on stage recently. Mick Jagger's 80 years of age, and he was absolutely crushing it. I know there's always been lots of jokes, him and Keith Richards, how are they doing it? But you know what? Hey, man, the guys obviously exercise, stay in shape. They're doing something. Because to be that active, that agile at 80 years of age, and that should be the goal for all of us. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to be a rock star. Obviously, it's a little past my opportunity for that. Not that it was really ever an opportunity. Let's not kid ourselves. But just to be that mobile and that active, it's huge. So, good for anybody who's going to see them, man. They are still a huge draw, for a lot of people of that era, right? The Stones were massive and they still put on a really good show. I've been reading some of the reviews online, like good for them, man. It's pretty impressive. I'd love to see it. Quick break. We'll come back. Livingston will join us. We got to bump up the speed a little bit for our KidSport. We had a great first hour. Let's keep it going. 833-401-1440. It's $25 a month. You commit for a year, so that's $300 over the year. Or you can do a one-time payment of 300 bones. It's going to get more kids in the game. We need to get a minimum of 80. We wanted to get to 97, but we're having a really good start. We're up to 62 right now. 833-401-1440. 833-401-1440. A big shout out to Dave and Mike who just came in, and also I think I might have missed one. I think we had George. Yes, George also in. So thank you very much, George. And Bruce. Bruce just came in as well. So let's keep it rolling. It's up to 63. They all one at a time. Just keep them coming in. You can do one kid. You can do two. You can do 25 a month, or one lump sum of 300. And Matt C. also in. Nice. Boys, keep them rolling here on Sports 1440.
The playoffs are wild. We all know that. And this year, Play Alberta is making it even wilder. Make a deposit with promo code Gregor50 to snag a $50 free sports bet with your next deposit. Get ready for unbeatable promotions throughout the playoffs with 10+ odds boost on every Oilers playoff game. Score a chance to win a pair of lower bowl or even exclusive sweet tickets for an Oilers playoff game just by making a bet on an Oilers playoff game at playalberta.ca. Bonus terms and conditions apply.
Hey, sports fans, we've got a clear choice for you. At Crystal Glass, we provide customers with the perfect glass for any job. From home to auto and even commercial, installation or repairs, we're your team. Call 310-GLASS or visit crystalglass.ca. Crystal Glass.
Hey, Eddie Steele here. If you know me, you know I'm motivated. And what motivates me? Winning? Been there, done that. What motivates me is the smell of fresh baked goodness, the kind you find at Bonton Bakery. As soon as you walk into Bonton, you're greeted with a big smile, a warm welcome, and the aroma. So good. The showcase of their baked goods always means trouble for me, not just because of the selection, but the excellent fresh ingredients. That's Bonton Bakery, 8720 149th Street, open 9 to 5, Tuesday to Saturday.
Hi, Brad McCory here. It's May, and that means it's time for our biggest sale of the year. We're practically giving away. Take our 2023 Ram 1500 Classic that was $59,000. Now, just $44,000. Yes, we're giving with savings up to $15,000 and an available 0% financing for 60 months on our new 2024 Ram 1500 Sports. We really are giving away. Hey, why do you keep bleeping me? I was just saying we were giving trucks away during our biggest sale of the year. Head up the trail and see how easy it is to do business at St. Albert Dodge.
What's cracking at Cattail Crossing? The Mixed and Mingle League. Join Cattail Crossing Golf and Winter Club every Thursday as they pair up males and females for a fun and social round of golf. Only $33.30 all season long. Details at cattailcrossing.ca.
Sports 1440 has added another player to our lineup. Tonight, from 6 to 9, check out Turn Sports with your host, Navin Romerick. Edmonton's exclusive home of sports talk is now rolling 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Full-service provider of heavy haul transportation and rigging at the highest level. Next Gen Transportation.
We're developing new and innovative ways to transport oversized and overweight equipment to remote and challenging locations.
Our Next Gen team leads with a wealth of experience and expertise. But most importantly, we put safety first, so everyone gets home safely.
We also take great pride in supporting our local community programs and teams. Good luck to everyone this season and in the year ahead.
Visit nextgentransportation.com.
Join KidSport Edmonton's Bids for Kids, presented by GS Construction, June 19th, 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. at the Bell in Scona. Celebrate 29 years of KidSport with 90s attire and courage. Tickets are $75, including entry into a mountain getaway draw. Enjoy a night of sports talk, appetizers and bevies, silent auction, 50/50, and a beer tree raffle. All funds raised support local KidSport Kids registration fees. Visit KidSportBids4Kids.com for tickets. Event is 18+.
For a limited time at McDonald's, enjoy the tasty breakfast trio. Your choice of chicken or sausage McMuffin or McGriddles with a hash brown and a small iced coffee for $5 plus tax. Available until 11 a.m. at participating McDonald's restaurants. Price excludes flavored iced coffee and delivery.
Elevate your drive with spectacular savings at Windermere Chrysler. Get 10% off the rugged 2024 Ram 1500, the luxurious Grand Cherokee, or the versatile Durango. Thinking bigger? Opt for a heavy-duty truck and enjoy a no-charge diesel upgrade. Or take advantage of no payments for 90 days on select 2024s. Visit us today and explore these offers in our breathtaking new showroom.
The choice is clear.
It's Windermere.
Visit windermeredodge.ca.
Mark your calendars for Finning Cat's Inventory Blowout, May 31st to June 1st. Head down to our compact construction branch at 10920 170th Street for clearance prices on new and used equipment. Secure 0% financing and choose from perks like a $500 parts credit, a cat cooler, or Edmonton Elks tickets. Plus, be our guest for a free lunch from 11:30 to 1 on both days. Hurry, these deals last 2 days only. Some exceptions apply.
Debt. Most of us have it, but it's the last thing we want to talk about. When we're struggling, we need someone to talk to. We want to be heard without judgment. My name is Parveen Middleton, and I'm a licensed insolvency trustee at BDO here in Edmonton. I talk with people about debt every day. I can help you find the solution to fit your situation. Talking about it is the first step to relief. Call 1-833-BDO-TALK or visit bdodebt.ca to learn more.
Sports 1440 has added another player to our lineup. Tonight, from 6 to 9, check out Turn Sports with your host, Navin Romerick. Edmonton's exclusive home of sports talk is now rolling 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire. Turn on, I see red. Crash, crash my head. That's who took a freaking day.
Rolling through a lovely Thursday afternoon. How are you? Oilers, Dallas. Tomorrow night, game 5. The Oilers. Ooh, are you starting to think about it? Maybe. But 6 wins away from their 6th Stanley Cup. You would, you said, hey, somebody told you this opportunity was there at the start of the year, you would have gladly taken it. And I know for sure you would have taken it on November 10th. When many people thought the Oilers were only going one way, and it was not the way to the playoffs. It was the way to the outhouse, but they've turned their season around and are playing very, very well. And we'll look to continue that. Now, let's go racing now. The Race Report brought to you by Cantork, where they now have an in-house machine. It makes things more quickly, more efficient, more effective. Go to cantork.com. They'll help you out. 436-2000. As Colin Livingston joined us. Colin, how you doing, man?
Glad to be back. Sorry I missed you last week.
Hey, that's all right, buddy. Feeling better?
Not entirely. That's why I'm trying to hide out here instead of potentially infecting you guys. But better enough that when I take a deep breath, I'm not hacking my brains out and sounding like I have emphysema.
Yeah. Now, I want to start with you had a post and, it compared the Indy race, the Indy 500 to, the race in Monaco. Now, we know that Monaco's race isn't the most exciting to begin with. There wasn't a lot of changes in that one. If you look at the number of overtakes in Monaco, there was 4 this year. There was 649 on-track passes since 2017 at the Indy, and I think there's a total of 9, 26, 39, like 48. Like it's like 600 more, right? And it's just the comparisons are ridiculous. And I know that Monaco is old, and I know they're talking about getting sponsors. Do you think there's no real way if you get a new sponsor and they pay more to really change the fact that this is not a track that really induces a lot of, quote, racing?
No, and the way that my post was worded is that, comparing, because these are the two biggest events on the respective calendars for Formula One and for IndyCar. One is an event, one is a race. So, the thing is that Monaco isn't a racetrack. There's streets, there's city streets, there's businesses, there's residences. The only way to change the event itself is to either knock down the buildings or use a different configuration. But as they mentioned, 500 times through the race, the layout is the same as it's, essentially the same as it's always been. So that part can't change. The only thing that's within the control of Formula One, the FIA, whoever you want to call the big, decision makers, is the size of the cars, which, based on the fact that the F2 race was run on the same weekend on the same streets, the F2 race, the F3 races were actually very entertaining, but those cars are a fraction of the size. You can't reduce the overall size of all F1 cars for an entire season just to suit Monaco. The other things that they've talked about doing, come up with a tire compound just for Monaco, that the tires have crazy high grip, but they degrade so that you have to make pit stops. Mandate that throughout the course of the race, you have to use all three compounds. There's all kinds of wacky kind of, what I would consider contrived solutions. Really, I believe that Monaco needs to go away. But, Monaco also showcased a lot of what's wrong with Formula One, because the opening lap was obviously a mess. And I'm sorry, I'm kind of taking away maybe some of the lead from you, but the fact that, Carlos Sainz made a mistake on the opening lap. He got side by side with Piastri.
No.
There was nowhere for Piastri to go. Sainz made contact with him, which was enough to cut Sainz's tire. It went flat. Sainz dropped to 16th place on the opening lap. He was done. That was his race is over. Managed to drive it back to the pits, which was cool. And then the race got red flagged for a different incident. But under the red flag, they're able to fix the damage. They're able to change tires. They're able to, do whatever they want to the car, which makes absolutely no sense at all. But this is the way it is. They raced until the incident between the Alpine teammates, which brought out the red flag. They had already crossed scoring loops, but they chose to revert back to the starting order. So Sainz makes a mistake, costs his team all that position, drops to 16th place, and then they get to, wipe the slate clean and he gets to go back. Like, it doesn't make any sense. So not only is this an absolute parade of a race, the top 10 starting positions did not change throughout the race, not once. Position 1 finished 1, position 10 finished 10, and everyone in between did the same thing. But, they've got these really, really silly rules that just don't make any sense. And that just adds to, what's making, especially an event like Monaco, really, really unwatchable.
Yeah. Well, no, that race is not one where I'm like, I'll watch the highlights for me. Now, what about Magnussen and, his driving in there, that was, to me, it seemed pretty obvious, although he didn't have to I don't even think he got penalized severely for that one. But what do you make of that? It's not the first time. He's a guy who's not afraid to be aggressive, but I know in racing, there's a line between aggression and stupidity, and it's very thin sometimes.
Yeah. So Magnussen is really on thin ice, and I'll be candid that I went one way when I saw that Magnussen was involved, that I automatically dumped the majority of the blame on him. Watching the replays, I kind of got to a point of watching, or, kind of thinking it was about 50-50. But at the end of it, I saw one final camera angle, which was shot from really high up and shot from behind, that actually showed very clearly Magnuson kind of drove himself into the wall, made a small correction, and then you can actually see him steer into Perez's car. He didn't get penalized. The FIA didn't even investigate the crash. Now, Perez's car was destroyed. Like it's essentially an entire write-off. I don't know anything, maybe the monocoque can be salvaged, but it sounds like the engine is gone, rear end is gone, the entire bodywork around the thing is gone. They tend to be way more lenient on opening lap stuff, but again, Magnussen's on really thin ice. He's got 10 out of 12 penalty points on his license. If he gets to 12, it's an automatic one race suspension. But the issue that I see with Magnussen, and this is probably more my opinion than it is a fact, but Magnussen doesn't learn. He doesn't adapt from the mistakes he's already made. He knows he's close to a suspension, and yet on the opening lap in a race where he never would have got to points, takes a really, really, really aggressive stance, and then stands back and said, well, I think he should have given me more rooms. Like, that's the narrative of a driver that probably shouldn't be in F1 anymore.
Colin Livingston joined us in the Can Torque Racing Report. There's some trouble going on at Alpine, man. Esteban Ocon had really no success percentage to make that pass. Takes out his own teammate Pierre Gasly. People are on, Gasly's annoyed. You got everybody at Alpine annoyed. He doesn't even have a contract past the end of this season. What do you make of Ocon's decision there, and how do you think this is going to impact him moving forward?
So they're talking about parking him for the next race. As of today, it seems less likely that they're going to take that decision. But when you're in a contract year, you need to be showcasing that, A, you can be a good team player, B, your driving talent. You need to show that you can get more out of the vehicle than what it's capable of. You need to be, campaigning. You need to be showing other teams why they want you. And right now, he's not making much of a case to say that he should be in a car for next year. And it'll be really debatable if anyone picks him up. I mean, he's got previous association with Mercedes. He was an associated driver for a long time. He came up in the junior program, but I think it's very unlikely that they'll bring him on. They're trying to talk about within the team now that there's going to be an aggression pact or a lack of aggression pact, but that would have already been there. So I'm not sure exactly what they're going to do. I mean, this is kind of like wishy-washy parents with their kids saying, if you do this one more time, then I'm going to do this. And then the kid keeps pushing the limit, and the parents just keep saying, if you do this one more time, then the next time is really going to be serious. I'm not sure what they're going to do. I mean, they have the option. They've got a really good reserve driver in Jack Doohan, doesn't really have any F1 experience, but as we've seen from, guys like Oliver Berman, they can come in with as long as they're properly prepped, they can come in and do well as long as the car's going to be okay. So at least they have a few options, but just shockingly stupid was the move. And again, this is all on lap one for guys that were never, ever going to compete for points.
Yeah, it just was strange. Like, I know that teammates are competitive, but there's kind of an underlying rule that you don't want that to happen. The Indy 500, Colin's a huge, unfortunately, was delayed by rain, but I don't know if that had anything to do with Honda's struggles or not. I'm guessing probably not, but their engine just couldn't keep up. But man, the final laps between Newgarden and O'Ward, unbelievable in the passing back and forth, and that's one of the greatest finishes you'll see ever at the Indy 500.
It was, candidly, I didn't want to see either of those two drivers win between Newgarden and O'Ward, but watching them battle and go, I mean, that's kind of the way that Indy runs, is that The cars are very aerodynamically sensitive. It's not like what you see in, for example, NASCAR when they run at a place like Daytona or Talladega, where you've got 35 cars running within 2 seconds. The cars get spread out, but they're able to draft off each other. They're able to get runs out of the corner. They're able to make passes. They go back and forth and exchange the lead almost every lap. So you've got to kind of run through your head about how do you make it hard for someone to pass, or do you want to let somebody else lead so that you can get that run when you choose to take it? Award really ran the race well, was aggressive when he needed to, wasn't overly aggressive, unlike last year. But to Newgarden's credit, he made one of the better, if not one of the best last lap passes that I can remember, driving around the outside, which is just indescribably difficult to do. The only reason that Newgarden was able to make that move even potentially work was because there was a late race caution. Indy very wisely sent the sweepers out, so they cleaned up all the marbles, they cleaned up all the debris. Otherwise, that would have been a suicide mission. But kudos to Newgarden, first driver in 25 years or something like that to win back-to-back. Kudos to IndyCar, the largest purse that they've ever posted, the largest winners, the largest, everything is basically bigger. And great to see, like you said, 649 passes in one race. The way racing is supposed to be. And like we talked about a couple weeks ago, these poor IndyCar teams now, I mean, they're basically running, I think they have 3 more weeks in a row before they get a break. So hats off to these unsung crew members who are, quite drastically underpaid. And this time of year, while they had 6 weeks off in the beginning, they're paying the price for it now.
Lastly, Colin, the announcement today, Stewart Haas is shutting down at the end of the season for NASCAR. How big of a story do you view this as?
I see it as huge. Tony Stewart is as synonymous with NASCAR as almost any other name that came before him. 3-time champion, one of the most winning drivers. Tony Stewart is Kyle Larson before Kyle Larson was ever around. Tony got a start in the Indy Racing League. He ran dirt. Tony Stewart, right now is a highly competitive top fuel dragster driver. He won races in top alcohol dragster. This guy, if you put something with a motor in his hands, he's going to find a way to make it competitive. The fact is that he's, in his own words, he's extremely upset. He probably used stronger language than that with NASCAR. Based on some of the penalties that they've been served, which, you can debate whether they're justified or not, but the fact that it's to the point that they're willing to liquidate their operation after championships and, they've built it up to a 4-car operation, it's getting harder and harder to make money. The bureaucracy is obviously something that I've spoken about. We touch on NASCAR once in a while. I hope it serves as a wake-up call for the series to say, like, listen, you can't do anything you want whenever you want, and everybody's always going to step in line. That these are 2 very, very big names who have been around for an awful long time, and the fact that they're turning their back on the series should speak volumes.
Colin, great stuff, man. I hope you feel better. We will chat with you next Thursday.
Appreciate it, man. Good to see you.
There you go. That is Colin Livingston, the Racing Report, brought to you by Can Torque. Jason Gregor, Connor Halley with you. The donations just keep coming in, man. I love it. Would everyone get a little bit closer? Thanks to Tom and Sue. They just came in with a couple donation, which was fantastic. Also, we had Mark step up. Mark's going to do it. Matt, as well as George. So by my math, we're up to hey, we just keep getting closer, up to 67. That's a really good first 2 hours. Awesome. So hey, we'd love to get 30 more to get to 97, but we want at least 13. That is our goal today. We want to get to 80. So 833-401-1440. 833-401-1440. We're helping out KidSport in case you're just joining us. It's a $25 donation per month for a year, or you can do a one-time donation of $300. It's your choice. It's very simple, and it gets kids in sports and playing. And you think about all the great times you had in sports, how it helped you as a person, health-wise, mental-wise, so many different aspects and benefits of being in sports. And this gets kids from the sidelines onto the ice, onto the court, onto the diamond, whatever they're playing. The pitch for soccer is fantastic. So 833-401-1440. All you got to do is text in that one to our eWell inbox, text it, and just include your name. And now, if you want to do one kid or two, some people have done two, which is outstanding. And if you want to do a one-time payment of $300 or monthly payments, let me know, and I will forward it all to KidSport, and then they'll be reaching out. And obviously, you don't want to give your credit card information to me. No, I don't want it. You don't want to give it to me, so we're even there. But we'll help out the kids. And we're currently at 67. So it's a great first half of the show. Let's keep it going. And let's get to the Con Man, a Sports 1440 update brought to you by Fountain Tire, where you can get a set, $200 off a set of 4 tires right now, including Goodyear's, but only for another 10 days at any participating Fountain Tire.
This is the Sports 1440 update.
Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Final goes tonight down at Madison Square Garden as the Rangers host the Panthers. Puck drop just after 6 o'clock. That series tied at 2 games apiece. In the association, you got the Timberwolves taking on the Mavericks, 6:30. Dallas with a chance to wrap that one up, leading 3-1. In the majors, just one game going on right now. Astros on top of the Mariners, 4-0. That's in the bottom of the 7th. Later tonight, the Mets take on the Diamondbacks, the Tigers in Boston, and the Braves hosting the Nationals. You also have the Yankees in Anaheim to take on the Angels. Earlier today, Brewers knocked off the Cubbies 6-4, Twins over the Royals 7-6, and the Athletics falling to the Rays 6-5 in extras. WNBA, you got the Fever hosting the Storm at 5. Then at 6 o'clock, the Sparks in Chicago to take on the Sky. At the RBC Canadian Open right now, David Skin, Sam Burns, and Sean O'Hare currently sitting atop the leaderboard. As for Canadians, David Hearn sitting 3 under. Mike Weir, 2 under par. A couple other Canadians to mention. Cam Callett, 1 under. Corey Connors, 1 under as well, as is Mackenzie Hughes. Good day for Canadians at the French Open as Felix Auger-Aliassime, Denis Shapovalov, Bianca Andreescu, and Leila Annie Fernandez winning their second round matchups. And some news from the NFL. Miami Dolphins locking up wide receiver Jalen Waddle to a 3-year, $84.75 million contract extension. Coming up in hour 3 of the Jason Gregor Show, we will be joined by Matthew Savoie of the Moose Jaw Warriors, as well as New York Rangers analyst Dave Maloney, plus another edition of 5 Questions. I'm Connor Halley. This has been a Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440, Stingray Radio Station. CKJR broadcasts from West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin.
Download the free Stingray music app and listen wherever you go.
Gather around the radio, kiddies, for the best time of day. It's Oodle Noodle time. Listen in this week as your noodle hero battles the barbarous Bobby Burger. Now sing along. You know the words. Oodle Noodle time. Oodle Noodle time. You know what time it is now. Get up and give me your best.
Retirement living without compromise.
Your best time of day is Oodle Noodle time.
You got a go-to coffee spot, a trusted barber, even a lucky game day jersey. But when it's about looking your absolute best, there's only one name you need. Mr. Dirk.
Fantastic.
Family run since 1949. We're experts in crafting impeccable tailor-made suits and offering a wide variety of everyday styles. Pair that with personalized one-on-one fittings and the convenience of on-site tailoring. Mr. Dirk elevates your style game. Visit our Edmonton store or explore MrDirk.com. Score big on style with Mr. Dirk.
A solid financial plan is made up of more than just investments. Investments are an important part, but you need a more comprehensive approach. Roger Weird at Weird Pearson Akel & Associates Private Wealth Management understands that. He can help build a plan that includes retirement, estate planning, personal insurance, tax strategies, and yes, investments. Talk to him today and see the difference a real financial plan makes. Weird Pearson Akel & Associates. Call 780-988-4119 or visit weirdadvisoryteam.com.
Until June 8th, make the shift to more savings at Fountain Tire and get up to $200 off a set of 4 select tires, plus a bonus $50 off any service of $150 or more. Restrictions apply. Financing available. Book online today. I can tell by the look on your face you're thinking about it.
Christensen Communities, the name in active adult living. Enjoy retirement living without compromise. At Christensen, we understand that each lifestyle is unique. We are committed to providing choice through optional dining, personal services, recreation programs, and care plans to suit your current and future needs. Enjoy maintenance-free living and build new friendships in a safe, independent community. Large suites with full kitchens and in-suite laundry, on-site amenities, and so much more. Find out more today about our communities across the province at cdlhomes.com.
Your love for strawberries is very passionate, you say. Just wait till you get your next taste of Booster Juice. The new Strawberry Blush smoothie made with strawberries, bananas, vanilla oat, and vanilla frozen yogurt will make you fall in love. And there's no tea like the Strawberry Serenity Teaser, a blend of strawberry juice, green tea, and honey. And for a tasty treat to pair perfectly with your berry obsession, the Strawberries and Cream Booster Ball has returned like your favorite dream. Visit a Booster Juice near you today or download the Booster Rewards app.
Building or renovating, you want to work with someone who sees and understands your vision. BIE Engineering is a family-owned, experienced structural engineering consulting firm serving commercial and residential clients in Edmonton and surrounding area. Homeowner or large company, they'll work with you to help see your ideas through. BIE Engineering can help prevent problems, deliver solutions, and minimize your risk. BIE Engineering. Request a quote for your project today. Visit bieeng.com.
Bringing every project to life requires the right team. By joining the Japa Machinery Group service or sales teams, you can be part of setting a new industry standard. Celebrating a legacy of excellence with Japa. Learn more at japamachinery.com.
A Monday warrior, me.
Just after 4 o'clock. Welcome back. How are you? Jason Gregor, Connor Halley, and Sports 1440, Oilers Nation, YouTube and Facebook, as the Eastern Conference Final gets going tonight. Game 5 in New York, tied at 2. And then tomorrow, Game 5 in Dallas. Oilers and the Stars also tied at 2. And hey, it's Thursday. You know what that means? A grand a day for life. Get your tickets at playalberta.ca. That's 7.2 million that you could win. It's $1,000 a day for 20 years. Huh. I've always said I just want to see what it'd be like. Just wake up. Oof, $1,000. Huh. I'd want it to be like, hey, my job is I have to go walk to get it. That would be nice. Not sure that's possible. Not sure how it works. But can I negotiate that? Could that be part of it? That'd be my job. Walking to get the grand every day. Nice. Be good. Hey. Also, we're now up to 74 kids. That was a really good break. We were at 64. We're at 74. Why? Because Ed from the golf cart people, they stepped up and they're supporting 10 kids. Awesome. All right. So for KidSport today, we're up to 74. We need at least 6, but hey, we want to get to 97. That's 23 more. I think we can do it in the final 2 hours of the show. We're already at 74. 833-401-1440. It's $25 a month or a one-time donation of $300, and that gets a kid in the game. And it's many of you listening have played sports yourselves. You see your kids in it. There's so many benefits, health-wise, mental health, physical health, enjoyment that come from sports, and you get kids the opportunity they might never have. So if you can afford $25 a month, you know what? You'll never regret it, and you probably won't even miss it, which is awesome. So 833-401-1440. Let me know with your name if you want to do the monthly or the one-time thing, and I'll pass it on to KidSport. And away we go. So we need between 6 to 23 between now and 6 o'clock. So let's rock and roll. Let's get to our big guest of the day. Hey, speaking of fun experiences in sports, going through one of them right now. Big guest of the day brought to you by Silent Rides Charter Company, one of Alberta's premier bus charter companies with state-of-the-art motor coaches that will take you or your group to your next destination safely and promptly. Book your ride today at silentrides.ca. From St. Albert, he was the 9th overall selection in the 2022 NHL entry draft by the Buffalo Sabres. Early this year, he did get into one game in his NHL debut with the Sabres, then played a little bit in the AHL, ended up going to the Moose Jaw Warriors, and guess what? They won the WHL for the first time ever, and now last night, a big win, and they are moving on to the semifinal of the Memorial Cup. Matthew Savoie joins us. Matthew, Mr. Savoie, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Hey, I'm good, man. I'm good. Do you have like a best kind of minor hockey under the age of 14 memory?
Under the age of 14, probably being a St. Albert guy, winning the John Reed tournament.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I grew up watching it, going to all the games with the schools and whatnot, and then it's pretty cool to get to win it when I was, I think, 13.
Oh yeah, no, that's a huge tournament too. Lots of teams in there. It's loads of fun. So you've gone from the John Reed, of course. You went to the WHL. You know what? You got that one cup of coffee in the NHL as a young guy, but now you're into the Memorial Cup for yourself. And you know what? It's a really good Moose Jaw team. I guess kind of give me your thoughts about kind of how the year went for you and when you found out you're getting traded and going to the Jaw.
Yeah, I was excited. I was just on the plane back from Sweden, actually, from the World Juniors with lots of my current teammates right now, with Yags and Furcus and Dent. And my agent kind of reached out and told me you're getting traded, and told me it was Moose Jaw, and I was pumped. And those guys were probably some of the first guys that found out as well. So it was pretty cool finding out that way. And I was really excited, and knew we had a special team right from the get-go.
Have you done the tours underground in the tunnels in Moose Jaw?
I did one. My mom made me go out and do one.
Oh, you got it.
Yeah, I didn't know it was even a thing until I got there. So it was pretty cool, actually, though.
Yeah, it was. Now, the Memorial Cup, like what's so unique about the Memorial Cup is it's really the only tournament around where you have all the teams, well, except the host team, but all the teams who win their league are celebrating. You're raising the trophy. You're like, all right, we reached it. But then you kind of got to refocus and get set for the tournament. How was that kind of going through the celebration, especially in a team in a city that had never won?
Yeah, I think we did a pretty good job managing, having that celebration and seeing what we accomplished as a team and as a group and as a city, and getting celebrated for a night or two, and then we got right back to work. I think the guys were really excited at the opportunity we had at the Memorial Cup. I mean, it's not very often that they get to go to this tournament. I think it's, for most guys, it's once in a lifetime. So, everyone kind of saw that as just an opportunity, and really bought in, and we've really dialed since the victory, and looking to get another one here.
How do you feel you guys have played? Have you gotten better as the tournament goes along?
Yeah, definitely. I think our first game was definitely our slowest start. We were down 4-0 early, and we kind of had to battle out of a hole. I think that's kind of how the first two games went, and then last game we were a little bit more like ourselves, but we still haven't played a full 60 minutes. So I'm excited for what our group can show here.
And you're going to face Saginaw, a team that you've already faced once. Give me kind of your scouting report on what you've seen from them, and because it is unique about the tournament. Like, you play teams you've never even seen. Right. So, how is it going to be maybe easier to prepare for that semifinal game?
Yeah, that's the tough and fun part about it. You don't get to see these teams very often or ever, really. So, you really have to dial in and prepare for that 1 or 2 games that you play against them. So, it'll be nice playing against them now that we've played against them once before, and I kind of know their tendencies a little bit. They play fast. They play aggressive. They like to pinch and like to move the puck north. So, we're going to manage some pucks and play our game to come away with the win here tomorrow.
You mentioned the guys that were very excited for you when you got traded. Denton Matejchuk, he's having himself a heck of a tournament. He's having himself obviously a great year, but man, he's really stepped up 7 points through the qualifying rounds. And what's impressed you most? Like, I know you play against guys and you did play with them a little bit at the World Juniors, but when you get to see a guy regularly every day, what impresses you most about his game?
Yeah, I mean, get to see them close every day. It's pretty special. I get to room with him too, so get to see the kind of guy he is off the ice, and pretty special as well. I mean, just see how he approaches the game and how hard he works around the rink and taking care of his body away from the rink. It's pretty cool, and he deserves all the success he's having right now, and he's a huge piece for our team for sure.
Matt, how was your time in Buffalo? I know it was brief, and hey, you only drafted 2 years ago. He's still a super young guy. It was either, how was that experience in Buffalo, and how does it help you as a player? What was the message when you left Buffalo back in October?
Yeah, I think it was a unique start of the year for me, getting injured in training camp, and not really getting to experience that whole part for the first month, and then just a slow recovery back. Went down to the A and then played my 6 games there for 2 weeks, and tried to get my legs under me. It's a tough start of the year coming off of the summer, and just trying to find your game again. But no, it was good. I thought I had a great experience down there, and the coaches were really good to me in the American League, and they took me in like I was part of the team, even though I could only be there for 2 weeks. So they were great for me, and then when I got up to Buffalo, it was also good. Sorry, one sec.
Yeah.
And then, it was, sorry, a bunch of guys just came in my hotel room right now.
Hey, that's what teammates are supposed to distract you. But when you were in Rochester, you only played 6 games. But, man, you had 5 points. Like, the AHL is a really hard league, especially for teenagers, right? And you went in there, and it's a short time. How much, did playing in those games kind of maybe boost your confidence? Say, you know what? Like, hey, I think, more training, more experience. Like, I'm a guy who's going to be a professional hockey player.
Yeah, that was huge, I think. And it couldn't happen without, having such a good team there in Rochester that welcomed me and gave me opportunity. And, I really enjoyed my time in Rochester, and I think it's a great developmental league. And, the guys in Rochester right now in Buffalo's system really love it and really love getting better there. And I think it's a great opportunity to develop, and that's what I felt for the 2 weeks I was there for sure.
And Matt, not looking ahead to the Memorial Cup, because obviously you guys want to win, but what's your plan in the off season? Do you and your older brother Carter, you guys train together all the time? What's the plan? Is it going to be the same as usual, or are you looking to maybe focus on one or two new things this summer in your training?
Yeah, I think, every year I feel like I focus on a thing or two differently than the year before based on training. But I actually don't work out with my brother every year anymore. He's been working out with the Oilers now. So I'd work out with just the local group that I've been going with since that was probably 14, 15. And, lots of just local St. Albert pro guys, Stapchuk, Lajoie, Harding, Kuzma. So, I really like working out with those guys, and I feel like they really pushed me. So I'm really excited to get to work this summer.
We are joined by a member of the Moose Jaw Warriors. Of course, they're into the semifinal of the Memorial Cup tomorrow night against the host, Saginaw. Matthew Savoie joins us. Now, your off-season, you mentioned your teammates kind of joking around. They came in the room. Who's the prankster on Moose Jaw? Who's the guy? Is it you? Is it other guys? How is it keeping things light heading into the semifinal of the Memorial Cup?
We got a few. We got a few for sure. We got a really good group. Guys that like to keep it light and breezy. I mean, our 20-year-olds have been really good. Brent is, one guy that definitely keeps the room light and keeps guys in a good mood when things are down. So I think we got lots of guys that can change the mood real quick and crack a joke.
I want to ask you, Matt, lately the WHL is starting to really produce some high-end offensive guys. And obviously Connor Bedard came out recently. You look at young McKenna, who just, was crushing it at the U18s. There's a lot. Yourself was a top 10 pick. Playing against a lot of those guys that you've seen up close and personal now. What is it lately about all of a sudden maybe a little bit of a resurgence in the offense in the Western Hockey League?
Yeah, I think it's exciting. There's so many good young players in the Western League right now, and I think it's just exciting for hockey in the Western League. I feel like you always hear about the high end first overall picks from Ontario, and now you're starting to hear about more of them from the West. So I think the Western League's really growing, and NCAA in the West is really growing. So I think it's awesome.
And one last one for you. Your brother's in the Oilers organization. You're drafted in the Buffalo organization. You grew up in St. Albert. I'm assuming growing up you were an Oilers fan. Do you watch the Oilers playoff run? How is it for you, a guy who's part of another NHL organization, but still there's the young kid who is a fan? How do you balance that?
Yeah, I think it's exactly that. It's just managing that balance. And obviously I went to games when I was younger with my family, and grew up an Oilers fan. So I still like to watch them, and still like to tune into all the games. But I think the playoffs, for the most part, I'm tuning into most of the games. So just a fan of hockey at this point, and yeah.
Well, Matt, continued success. Here's hoping Moose Jaw. You guys have done something over Moose Jaw Warriors team has done, and that's win the Memorial Cup. Win the WHL, and hopefully you can finish it off with 2 more wins at the Memorial Cup. Best of luck tomorrow night.
Thanks very much. I appreciate it.
That is Matthew Savoie from the Moose Jaw Warriors. That guy's had some really good numbers in the Western League. He had 90 points and 90 points in 65 games in his first full year. Then he had 95 in 62 games. Then this past season, he split his time between the Wild and the Warriors, and he finished. He only played 34 games because he did spend some time in the American League. Was up practicing with Buffalo for a bit. Then he went to the World. Then he was gone, and he played 34 games in the Dub this year and produced 71 points in the postseason, 10 goals and 24 playoff points. And now at the Memorial Cup, he's in 3 games. He has 1 goal, 3 assists for 4 points. Third on the Warriors. Their top end guys are really good with Furcus and Matejchuk and Braden Yager. Ethan Semenuk. They got a really good team. And if you're now the Oilers play tomorrow, so something tells me Oilers fans will be watching. But if you're looking for some intermission or even pregame, because the game will start a little bit earlier, you can watch the Warriors taking on Saginaw in the semifinal of the WHL. When we come back, we'll get a few more. Hey, we just got another donation. I love it. We'll keep it going. Dave Maloney's going to join us. Talk playoffs. The Oilers. That was a really good performance by them last night. We can all say excluding the first 10 minutes. I think that's fair. No, I don't think we have to repeat that every time. The Oilers, for the vast majority of that game, were the better team. Controlled the pace. They have now led for almost twice as many minutes as Dallas has in this series. And I think you can make a strong argument that they've been a better team for more time. Now, can they continue it? That's because who's been the better team up to this point, all it means is that's who's been the better team. But who's going to be the better team moving forward is going to decide who wins the series. And it's the exact same in New York. The Rangers might be happy that they're tied 2-2. But what can they do to get Zibanejad going, to get Kreider going? And if they do, are the Rangers going to get back to the Stanley Cup final? We'll find out next on The Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
Gather around the radio, kiddies, for the best time of day. It's Oodle Noodle time. Listen in this week as your noodle hero battles the barbarous Bobby Burger. Now sing along. You know the word. Oodle Noodle time. Oodle Noodle time. You know what time it is now. Get up and give me your best Oodle Noodle dance. Your best time of day is Oodle Noodle time.
The playoffs are wild. We all know that. And this year, Play Alberta is making it even wilder. Make a deposit with promo code Gregor50 to snag a $50 free sports bet with your next deposit. Get ready for unbeatable promotions throughout the playoffs with 10+ odds boost on every Oilers playoff game. Score a chance to win a pair of lower bowl or even exclusive sweet tickets for an Oilers playoff game just by making a bet on an Oilers playoff game at playalberta.ca. Bonus terms and conditions apply.
When summer brings the heat, McDonald's brings the chill. During summer drink days, enjoy a small iced coffee or a refreshing Coca-Cola for $1 plus tax and step up your summer today. At participating McDonald's restaurants in Canada, prices exclude delivery.
The Toronto Blue Jays are on Sports 1440. Every weekend, catch all the action with play-by-play announcer Ben Schulman. The Blue Jays, this Saturday and Sunday on Sports 1440. Edmonton's home for all things sports.
Hey Edmonton, ready to power up your projects with unbeatable strength and efficiency? Step into Edmonton Kubota, where our massive inventory meets all your needs. From rugged tractors and loaders to nimble mowers and utility vehicles, we've got the machines that work as hard as you do. And guess what? This month, we're rolling out exclusive deals that'll make your heart race faster than our engines. Drive down to Edmonton Kubota or visit edmontonkubota.com to discover how we can boost your efficiency, productivity, and fun. Edmonton Kubota, powering your passion with every turn of the key.
Hold on to your hockey helmet, Edmonton. On the Rocks is serving up 60-cent wings that fly off the plate faster than a slap shot.
And Molson Canadian for $4.50.
OTR's TVs, they're so clear.
You'll see the puck better than the ref.
Plus, every game night during Edmonton's playoff run gives you a chance to be part of the Sack Attack.
You could win a Hyman jersey.
This is our year.
And our time to cheer.
Be a part of the legend.
On the Rocks.
On the Rocks. Jasper Ave 118.
The Adventure Calls event is on at GMC. Get the 2024 Sierra 1500 Elevation at 0% financing for up to 60 months. Plus, eligible Costco members can receive a $1,200 bonus on select trucks. With Sierra's available 5.3-liter V8 engine plus more cargo bed volume than any competitor, you'll have everything you need to take on any project this season, like building a brand new doghouse. That's a lot of wood. How big is this dog? Visit your local GMC dealer for details.
Yeah. Now I'm down in Tribeca, right next to the
.427. Welcome back, Jason Gregor, Connor Halley, Sports 1440, Oilers Nation, YouTube, and Facebook. Ian and Shane just came in. We're up to 79 kids now. Awesome. This is great. Let's keep it rolling, boys and girls. 80 is right here. We're going to blow by 80. Can we get to 97? We need 18 more. 833-401-1440. It's $25 a month. Commit for a year. Or you can do a one-time payment of $300. For KidSport, it's KidSport Week. And we're doing our part. You can be part of the gang. By the way, and I'll send you updates throughout the year, via email, and we call it the Giving Gang. And you just get some updates because I think it's important to know, kind of remind you why you're doing it and feel good about it. Because it's such a great thing to give a kid an opportunity to play sports. Because otherwise, these kids wouldn't get to play. They wouldn't get in the game. They wouldn't get on the court. They wouldn't get in the field. And, man, it is a huge difference. Just think about all the great fun times you had playing sports. Well, that's what we're going to do today with KidSport. So 833-401-1440 in our E-Well inbox. It's a great opportunity for you. Now, let's get to our playoff report brought to you by Action Electrical. And I've been thinking about it. Maybe being on the fence. Like, well, I want to. I'm not sure. You get solar. You can do it on your business or do it on your residence. We've got it at the farm, and I can tell you it's amazing. Huge, huge savings. Long-term, it's great. And Action Electrical can help you out to get you an interest-free loan and more. Go to actionelectrical.net. As a longtime NHLer and longtime analyst for the New York Rangers, Dave Maloney joins us once again. Dave, man, the Eastern Conference Final, the West, we're into best of threes now, which is fantastic. We're at MSG tonight. It's going to be rocking. As you watch this series, is it the Panthers have done a great job controlling Zibanejad and Kreider, or is it those two guys being snake bitten? What have you made of those two guys yet to get on the score sheet in this series?
Well, you know what? It's probably a little bit of both, right? I don't think it's anything conclusively one way or the other. You do credit Florida. Again, they hunt their opposition. They're predatory in the way they do it. And they've done a really good job of playing pretty even keel over, the first four games in a physical fashion. There just hasn't been an awful lot of room for guys like Zibanejad and Kreider and Artemi Panarin and Adam Fox. The Rangers, are a little more of a precise team. I think you could make the comparison. They might be the Edmonton of the Edmonton-Dallas series, where Florida's the Dallas, right? Both teams a little bit heavier, and then the skill, there might be a little more skill in the Rangers. But, at this time of the year, there's not an awful lot of room. And that being said, your top guys have to be top guys. And I guess it's at a certain point, from a Ranger standpoint, you're going to stay on the err on the side of optimism, saying it's bound to come, because they both are world-class players, as is Panarin, and the Rangers need them to be a little bit better.
So you look at this series with home ice and matchups, Dave. Matchups can be a part. Sometimes they're not really a factor. Has there been a significant matchup that the Rangers have pushed for, or the Panthers have pushed for in this series? And is it one that's been advantageous for either team?
You know what? I don't think so. From my observation, it can't really, the top six. No, I don't think the matchups have been a consideration or a concern for either coach. Now, again, if you have the option of that one center Iceland in the defensive zone or offensive zone of special teams, you're going to make that decision. But, at this time of the year and the way these teams are built now and the way the skill sets are right through the lineup, it used to be in a day where there was a bit of a drop-off maybe after the top six or the top nine. That's not the case anymore, or the top 4D. It's just not the case. The discrepancies are minimal, so I'm not overly aware of matchups. Barkov's been dominant. Trocheck's been dominant. So it's been a hell of a series, and really it should be that way this time of the year. You can debate whether they are good teams, but boy, oh boy, there are two teams that are playing really well.
You look at, the goaltending battle. Shesterkin's been unreal in this series at times. And obviously Bobrovsky's is being pretty good. You look at the Rangers, you mentioned they need more from their big guns. Like, how do you get it, Dave? You played? It's only 4 games, which, in the regular season, if a guy goes 4 games without a point, it's not that big of a deal. But it's a 7-game series, and 4 games is a significant part of it. What do you feel Zibanejad and Kreider individually can do specifically that maybe they haven't been? And we've seen Kreider do it. He was unbelievable in Game 6 against Carolina.
Well, if I had that answer, I'd march right into the locker room, in all honesty. I just think that, when Chris is effective, he's battling his way into position, right? He's battling his way into position to find the puck, to get the puck, to get in position in front of the net. Now you're dealing with, I think, a bigger, more aggressive, faster set of defensemen. And there's just not an awful lot of room. It's just one of those things that I'm not sure that there's a specific answer, other than maybe, he has to be around the puck more. And Zibanejad, from Mika's standpoint, he has to do so much. Over the course of the seasons here, he becomes a very viable consideration for the Selke. He protects all 3 zones. He protects the middle of the ice. He's in the face-off dot. So I just think for him, it's just, there might be a little fatigue in his game now, but he's just got to find a way, and that's really what it comes down to it. And if it was that easy, we'd all come up with an answer.
Alexis Lafreniere has, he's been amazing. Maybe his best play was the one he didn't even score on, that rush where he just undressed. I think it might have been Bennett or Reinhardt, and then rung it off the crossbar. But there's a guy, Dave, that's playing with boatloads of confidence. He's only 22 years of age. I was arguing with people beforehand that this whole bust thing's ridiculous nowadays. A guy doesn't dominate in his first 2 years in the league and he's a bust. Give me a break. But anyway, has this just been a building, or is this a little bit more of a kind of an explosion as far as a coming out party for him this playoffs?
No, it's a building. It's continued. It's you go back to his draft year, was the COVID draft, right? And he didn't play in the World Juniors that year. He opted not to. I don't know whether that was option or franchise option. I think he missed a lot of hockey. And in the meantime, he was still 19. He's still just now becoming a man. He, to his own admittance, he spent much better summer conditioning wise. Then you throw in the fact, but for the Hedl injury, then you end up with Trocheck. When Hedl goes down, Trocheck and Panarin and he get put together, and he's in a great spot. This coaching staff with Peter Laviolette and Michael Pekka and Phil Housley, boy, it doesn't get much better than that for a young kid to learn really how to play. And it's a tremendous room. This is a room that's led by Trouba, and it goes back to 2 years where Lafreniere was good in the playoffs. He is the next superstar on Broadway, from my observation. He just, I love the fact he's got a bit of a bite to his game. His skill sets are off the chart, and the upside is still plenty of upside, and he's been terrific in this playoff.
Give me your thoughts quickly on, it can't really change much, Dave, in a playoff series, right? Like you just, it's not like, hey, we're going to unveil a lot of new things. I guess you can tweak your lineup. And so that'd be my next question. What do you expect for lineup changes, if any, tonight? Is Hedl going to come back in after a day off?
It sounds like it. It sounds like Hedl will be back in. Cooley will bump down and play with Goudreau and Rempe. Roslovic then will go with Wenberg and Kakko. The Trocheck line stays the same, and Hedl will go back up with Zibanejad and Kreider. And when Philip brings some speed, is a concern. He missed an awful lot of hockey, and I think it was mutually decided that it was best for him to sit out Game 4.
Okay.
So Wheeler it sounds like Wheeler, they're going to flip-flop Schneider and Miller again. Not Schneider and Miller will play together. It'll be Trouba and Gustafsson. So that's their work over the course of the season. So strategically, there's not a lot you can do. You'd like them to be a little more patient on the penalty kill.
Okay.
But they were top 3 penalty kill during the league, during the season, and they've been good. Florida's got 5 goals in this series on the power play.
Yeah.
You'd like for the penalty or the power play to move the puck a little bit better, get it to the net. But they've been a good power play all year. So, would you like to see Lafreniere maybe slot in that first rotation in the power play? Probably. But then the question is who would come out. So much of what this Ranger team has been able to build over the course of the season, they've been resilient. The coach has been an unbelievably loyal coach. He rarely, if ever, has thrown anybody under the bus. So it's, you just I think they've got to execute, they've got to compete, and they got to play quick in all zones. If it's defending through the neutral zone, that's when they're at the top of their game.
Dave, enjoy it. We'll see. I know there's lots of people in Edmonton are rooting for the Rangers. An Oilers Rangers final could be fun.
That'd be great. That'd be great. Well, listen, good luck with the KidSport thing you guys got going on up there. And who knows? We may see you in a couple of weeks.
Awesome. Appreciate your time.
Okay, man. Thanks.
There you go. That's Dave Maloney. And you think about it, in the conference final, so the Oilers and the Stars, neither team has a power play goal. The Oilers do, of course, have one shorthanded goal. Edmonton is 0 for 6 on the power play. Dallas is 0 for 9. The Rangers are 1 for 11, and their power play was very good against the Hurricanes. The Panthers, 5 for 15. They're 33%. That's been a massive difference in that series. And, it's funny because the Rangers 5-on-5 in this series have actually been pretty good, which was the concern going in. And if they could find something here on the special teams, like there's been 26 power play opportunities between the two teams in their 4 games, and there's only been 15 between the Oilers and the Stars, right? It's just, if you watch the series tonight, if you're waiting and you're like, okay, I want to watch a game and not be stressed to the max. Well, watch this game. It is significantly more physical. It's just a different type of series. Dallas and Edmonton, it's a lot more skating. There's not much scrums, but you watch. Now, Florida, I'll say this. If Florida wins and Edmonton wins, the Oilers it's going to be a completely different series compared to what Edmonton's playing now. It'll be more resembling what they played against Vancouver. A lot more aggressive, lots more scrums. you know what? You got Kachuk, you got Bennett. Like, they got a lot of guys over there. Might be like, there'll be a little bit more nastiness and animosity, I think, in that one. I would argue, though, I think Edmonton would match up better against the Rangers. I think they could beat either team, but I think they would match up better against the Rangers. Just me. 4:40. Take a quick break. We'll come back, update you on where we are at for our KidSport package and more. It is the Jason Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca. You can use the promo code Gregor50 and get a free $50 play with a $5 deposit at PlayAlberta.ca.
Your love for strawberries is very passionate, you say. Just wait till you get your next taste of Booster Juice. The new strawberry blush smoothie made with strawberries, bananas, vanilla oat, and vanilla frozen yogurt will make you fall in love. And there's no tea like the Strawberry Serenity Teaser, a blend of strawberry juice, green tea, and honey. And for a tasty treat to pair perfectly with your berry obsession, the Strawberries and Cream Booster Ball has returned like your favorite dream. Visit a Booster Juice near you today or download the Booster Rewards app.
You've got a go-to coffee spot, a trusted barber, even a lucky game day jersey. But when it's about looking your absolute best, there's only one name you need: Mr. Dirk. Family run since 1939, we're experts in crafting impeccable tailor-made suits and offering a wide variety of everyday styles. Pair that with personalized one-on-one fittings and the convenience of on-site tailoring. Mr. Dirk elevates your style game. Visit our Edmonton store or explore MrDirk.com. Score big on style with Mr. Dirk.
Japa Machinery Group knows that XCMG may not roll off the tongue, but Japa's team will help keep your construction jobs rolling on time and on budget with heavy equipment sales and rentals. Visit japamachinery.com to find out more.
The job isn't done until the last load is hauled, and having a semi-trailer out of commission is not an option. Whether replacing or adding to your convoy, Edmonton Trailer has a huge inventory of new and used semi-trailers, trusted by the gravel, logging, oil field, fluids, and freight industries. Find a trailer right for you online or at one of their 3 locations. For sales, service, parts, rental, and finance, when you're in it for the long haul, Edmonton Trailer.
What's cracking at Cattail? Maybe you've got the next tiger on your hands. Cattail Crossing offers young golfers Operation 36, a program to improve their growing skill set with other golfers their age. To register, email proshop@cattailcrossing.ca.
Hold on to your hockey helmet, Edmonton. On the Rocks is serving up 60-cent wings that fly off the plate faster than a slap shot.
And Molson Canadian for $4.50.
OTR's TVs, they're so clear.
You'll see the puck better than the ref.
Plus, every game night during Edmonton's playoff run gives you a chance to be part of the Sack Attack.
You could win a Hyman jersey.
This is our year.
And our time to cheer.
Be a part of the legend.
On the Rocks. On the Rocks.
Jasper Ave 118th.
This spring, experience innovation on the road at Volvo Cars Edmonton. Right now, lease from 0.99% or save up to $4,000 on select models for qualifying loyal Volvo Cars Edmonton customers. Plus, save $5,000 on all new and demo 2024 XC60 Recharge plug-in hybrid models. Discover why we're Canada's only 13-time Volvo Excellence Award winner. Chat online at volvocarsedmonton.com or visit 1205 101st Street Southwest.
CW Eves Troughing is busy. That's why they're looking for experienced troughers to run one of their trucks. To get paid top rates, contact CW Eves Troughing at 780-435-1492 or email info@cweves.com.
Move Water is your one-stop shop for all things water. From freshwater to wastewater, we've got the pumps and solutions to keep your water moving where it matters most.
Move Water, your water solution experts.
Visit movewater.ca today.
Why shop the big bin sale at Metal Supermarkets? Because they're clearing out everything in their off-cut bins at 30% off. Check out the wide assortment of miscellaneous metal and save. 30% off everything in the off-cut bins until Saturday, June 8th only. Hey, when's the last time something actually cost less? Exactly. And with the money you save, treat yourself to something posh. Like groceries. Metal Supermarkets, the convenience stores for Southside, West End, metalsupermarkets.com.
Uber Eats is now in your area. We've got it all, from your favorite restaurant dishes to groceries and essentials. And get $0 delivery fee on all your orders. What are you waiting for? Try Uber Eats now. Taxes and fees still apply. See app for details.
Thursday afternoon, the eve of Game 5. Oiler fans, been since 2006 in a situation like this. The Oilers were up 3-1 in that series against the Anaheim Ducks, ended up winning Game 5, and then moving on to the Stanley Cup final. They're a little sick that game. Guys battling flu, etc. No illnesses right now running through the Edmonton Oilers. They will be very healthy heading into Dallas. Their plane landing pretty much as we speak right now. Might have even been landed 20 minutes ago or so. Who knows how the traffic was. But, the travel, not the traffic. There's not a lot of traffic up there. Either way, they'll get in. They'll do their media availability tonight and then get set for tomorrow. It's just kind of how it is now. The teams, they're not skating in between days. Now, that's why, there's been some talk about the Stanley Cup final. They've extended it. They want the extra day of travel in between. So they leave cities. So you can fly in the one day. And then if you want, you can have a skate or a practice before the next game. Speck's going to join us after 5 o'clock. He's not going to be happy. The traveling entourage of media guys that are traveling are all stuck in Denver. They have, and now this would fire you up. They have boarded the plane 3 times. And then being told, okay, it's not going, get off. Ooh, I don't know why, but travel delay it's probably one of the top things that can send people over the edge quickly. And I know some people driving, snap, lose it, right? It can happen. Travel, I've seen a few meltdowns at the airport and not from kids. Let's get to 5 questions brought to you by The Brick. Warm summer days at the pool are almost here. You can purchase a Brickley hooded beach towel to be entered to win one of 3 $10,000 travel vouchers. You want to get away? Get one of the Brickley the Bear hooded beach towels right now at The Brick and thebrick.com.
It's time for 5 questions on the Jason Gregor Show.
All right, Gregor, question number 1. If you had to pick the unsung hero for the Edmonton Oilers so far in these playoffs, who would you have?
Ooh, unsung hero for the Oilers. That's a good question. I've had a few different people step up at different times. I might, you know what? I might go with Matthias Janmark. I thought he's been excellent on the penalty kill. Right, scored a huge goal last night. Ends up being the game winner, shorthanded. Liked his defensive games, and I always kind of joke. I'm like, man, when you can see Janmark make a mistake with the puck, let me know, because I just don't see it very often. So I'd go with him.
Yeah, I mean, is it a cop-out to just say the PK? Maybe those guys just don't typically get a ton of love as a whole, but they've been so dang good, so effective. And then you start contributing offensively. I joked without Vinny Darnay. How can the PK get better? Well, they go out there and they score a goal. So I like that one because it's been really fun to watch, and just wonder how much longer can they keep it going for. Question number 2, what did you think of Philip Broberg in his 2024 playoff debut?
You know what? Fine. I thought like anybody, he was a little tentative early. Didn't want to get beat, and I better be safe than sorry. No problem with it. And I felt that as the game went along, he got more comfortable. We saw his great skating, getting back on pucks quickly, had some pretty good outlet passes. So, you know what? Overall, that's the most minutes he's ever played in a playoff game at 14. He'd never played more than 9. So I'll guarantee you, man, he went to bed last night feeling pretty good about himself. They get a win. He was not remotely noticeable in any negative fashion in that game. So, yeah, I would give him a solid B+ for his opening game of the 2024 playoffs.
I'm right there with you. I liked him. Good to see him kind of jump up a few times, showcase that skating ability, and didn't look too overwhelmed in the grand scheme of things. So I'll go a little lower. B, room for improvement, but really liked the game that he had debuting in the playoffs and in that moment with the crowd going. The juices were flowing. Question number 3. Big fan of Miro Heiskanen here. Where would you rank him in the league-wide power rankings when it comes to defensemen?
Miro Heiskanen for me I think he's top 5. He's such an elite skater. He's a really good defender. He can provide offense for you. He's such a sublime skater. So I think Heiskanen is in top 5. I think I don't think he gets top 5 press or top 5 in the conversation. But I think if you just looked at skill set alone and everything he does at both ends of the rink, he'd be my top 5.
I'll take it a step further. I'll have him at 3. I think I probably still have Cale Makar up there. Quinn Hughes in the conversation too. Miro Heiskanen right there at 3. Love Yossi, love Hedman, but I think Heiskanen is a guy he's so good. Watching him and the angles he takes, his skating ability, the offensive upside. I'm a huge fan, so I'd put him in my top 3 when it comes to defensemen in the NHL. Question number 4 right now: who is your pick to win the Memorial Cup?
It's hard to go against London. Sorry, Moose. I'd love to see the Warriors win, but London they're pretty loaded.
With you, hard to disagree. It'll be cool to see what Robbie Schremp, a London Knights alumni, thinks about it later on in the show. But I'll go Homer. I'll say Moose Jaw. I'll go for the dub and support them and hope that they can find a way to get it done, especially for Wanye's sake. And a final question for you. CeeLo Green turns 49 years old today. Of course, part of Goody Mob before his solo career started with Gnarls Barkley. So I'll ask you this. Who would be your top musician to leave their band or group and venture off on a solo career?
I guess I would go with Timberlake.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? Obviously, they had some success as a group, but man, he went solo and he's been huge. Not just as a musician. Obviously, he's been an actor as well. But yeah, I'd go Timberlake. He's trying to think of other guys recently that have been as successful as a solo artist.
Be tough. There's a lot of good ones. Cream rises to the top there.
Yeah, the guy who left One Direction, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but he'd probably be one. But he hasn't had
Harry Styles.
Yeah, he hasn't had the longevity yet that Timberlake has had.
It's got hits though.
There's
a few I like. I will probably lean. No problem with Beyonce because she absolutely crushes it.
I was just gonna say, is that who you're picking? She was Destiny's Child, right?
Yeah. But hey, you know what? I'm gonna go Phil Collins. Love some Phil Collins. Love Genesis, of course. So I think that's where I'm gonna lead.
Phil Collins. Oh, you know what?
The studio man. Come on.
Phil actually had a lot of good songs.
Yeah.
So, you know what's funny about Beyonce? I find Beyonce is very. There's lots of people that are like, well, I don't understand why she's so popular. And others like, what are you talking about? She's unreal. And it's very divisive for her. So it's an interesting one. But yeah, that's a good question. So lots of texts, Phil Collins. Hey, boys, what about David Lee Roth or Sting? No. From G.
Sting. Yeah, I like Sting.
Guys, what about MJ? Well, yeah, I guess from the Jackson 5 to solo. Not bad.
Fergie.
Yeah, did she have a great solo career? Like, really? I don't think so. I think with the P, she was probably more successful. Like, I don't know how many albums she have. So, yeah, honestly, I'm not asking that question. I don't even know. But
she had Glamorous.
Yeah, so what? One album?
Song. Let's see here.
Nah, come on, that doesn't. How many albums did the P's have? Way more is what I'm saying. I think she was more popular, more successful as a member of the Black Eyed Peas. Hey guys, Paul McCartney. Yeah.
Not bad.
Not bad. Hard to match though the success of the Beatles.
Yeah.
That's the only trouble. They raised the bar pretty damn high. So he's pretty good though. Hey guys, George Michael. That's a good one. From Bronco Nick. From Wham. Remember the name of the other guy in Wham? So that kind of tells you how successful George was. You don't remember the name of the other guy.
Doesn't even pop up like when you search it.
Oh, yeah?
Andrew Ridgely.
Oh, well, there you go. Andrew.
Still kicking.
Mm-hmm.
How many songs did Wham have?
Oh, see, that fair point. But they had a few decent albums early on. Right? But then, yeah, George went solo and, rather good-looking dude. Right? Very, very, very easy on the eyes for a lot of people. But that guy could sing, though. Ooh. He could sing, no question. It's a good question. Get a lot of text flying in. 833-414. Guys, does Ozzy Osbourne count? Yeah. Now, was Ozzy more popular, though, as a solo artist? Did he have a better solo career? That's a good question. I have to look that up. It's so funny because when I think of Ozzy now, I just kind of think of more as reality.
Yeah, me too. Just yelling Sharon.
Oh, God. He was, man, like in his heyday, though, like it was just a different time. Right? And stuff that they would do on stage. And yeah, that stuff doesn't go now. Not at all.
So was Sabbath like Paranoid, War Pigs, Iron Man?
Yeah, like Sabbath, like I was never really big into, like, it was really heavy rock that was not, my brother liked it, but I was never a huge Sabbath fan, if I'm being honest. Right? That wasn't my genre of music at that time. Like it was deep and heavy. Not really my thing.
A couple people saying Dave Grohl, but he hasn't had like crazy success solo, has he?
I don't
really
think
Nirvana and Foo Fighters, but
yeah. Like he's very known, you're right, but as a solo artist, does he have the same amount of success he had in the bands? That's a good question, Cons. I'd probably tend to agree with you that he's had more success in the band.
I think so.
Yeah. So there you go. It's a good question, Cons. I like it.
Lots of responses. Good ones.
Yeah. A lot of John Fogerty. Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play today. Ooh, that's a killer tune.
Can I throw something else at you quickly?
Yeah.
Coach in Oblak.
Mm-hmm.
Does he look exactly like Lloyd Braun?
Yeah, a little bit. Speaking of that, Kyle Bukakis. Rashog and I are standing there waiting. So who do you think Kyle Bukakis resembles?
Oh.
Now, because once I tell you and you see it, it's hard to unsee it. Rick Astley. Seriously.
Yeah. With the hair.
Look at Bukakis and then look at Rick. And we got to get a pitch. I can't do that. I don't know. I got to know how to do that stuff side by side. But if he had red hair, if he was a ginge, I'm killing. Like, you look at the hair, kind of like the cheekbones. Rashog was the one who pointed. I'm not going to take credit for it. He pointed out last night. And man, him and I were, we were chuckling. I was like, oh, that's unreal. So I like it. Might have to mention that one. It's a classic. 450. Okay, we got an hour left. We're stuck at 79, folks. Our goal was 80 minimum. We would love to get to 97, but we got to at least get to 85. Okay, we've had such a great first 3 hours. So we need at minimum 6 more. 6 listeners. Somebody wants to do all 6, great. I don't care. But we'd like to get to 85. Here's how we do it. We're helping out KidSport today. It's very simple. It's a $25 a month donation, commit for a year, or you do a one-time $300 donation. And it gets kids in the game. And just think about all the positive aspects that come from sports. Physically, mentally, emotionally, health-wise. You become part of a team. You learn to win, you learn to lose. Just have fun. Like, it's so fun. So, if you want to help out and support a kid, it's KidSport Week, all week. This is our day today here on Sports 1440. We are at 79 kids. We want to get minimum to 80. We'd love to get to 97. So if we can get 18, great. But we want at least 6 now. 833-401-1440. Text in your name if you want to do a monthly donation or a one-time. And how many kids? Let us know, 833-401-1440. Let's get at least 6 of them here. We got to get over 80. Take a quick break. We'll get to the comment on the Sports 1440 update brought to you by High Street Insurance, driven by people, not products. Locally owned. They started here. They're national now, but guess what? They don't forget the roots, cheering for the orders, and they are cheering to help you for over 10 years. highstreetinsurance.com.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Game day, Rangers taking on the Panthers out in New York. Puck drop just after 6 o'clock. That's game 5. The series tied at 2 games apiece in the association. You got the Timberwolves and Mavericks meeting at 6:30. Minnesota trying to stay alive as they trail that series 3-1 in the majors. No games going on right now. Earlier today, though, the Brewers over the Cubs 6-4. Twins down the Royals 7-6. Athletics fall to the Rays 6-5 in extras. And it was the Astros blinking the Mariners 4-0 still to come tonight. Diamondbacks take on the Mets. Red Sox host the Tigers. Nationals in Atlanta. And the Angels hosting the Yankees. In the WNBA, the Fever hosts the Storm. Then at 6 o'clock, you got the Sparks in Chicago taking on the Sky. RBC Canadian Open. Right now, after one round, atop the leaderboard, we've got David Skin sitting 8 under. He's actually on hole 17. Sean O'Hare, Sam Burns currently tied for second at 7 under par. As for the Canadians, David Hearn is sitting 3 under. Mike Weir, 2 under par. You've got Ben Silverman, also 2 under. Corey Connors, Taylor Prentice, Mackenzie Hughes, all -1. And in the NFL, Miami Dolphins announcing that they've extended wide receiver Jalen Waddle to a 3-year contract worth just over $84 million. He had 72 receptions, 1,000 yards, and 4 scores last season. And at the French Open, great day for Canadians. Felix Auger-Aliassime, Denis Shapovalov, Bianca Andreescu, and Leilani Fernandez all winning their second-round matchups. Coming up in Hour 4 of the Jason Gregor Show, we'll be joined by former Oiler and London Knight Robbie Schremp and Mark Spector of Rogers Sportsnet. I'm Connor Halley. This has been a Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440 in West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin. CKJR is a Stingray radio station.
Download the free radio player app and listen wherever you go.
Building or renovating, you want to work with someone who sees and understands your vision. BIE Engineering is a family-owned, experienced structural engineering consulting firm serving commercial and residential clients in Edmonton and surrounding area. Homeowner or large company, they'll work with you to help see your ideas through. BIE Engineering can help prevent problems, deliver solutions, and minimize your risk. BIE Engineering. Request a quote for your project today. Visit BIEENG.com.
Hey Edmonton, ready to power up your projects with unbeatable strength and efficiency? Step into Edmonton Kubota, where our massive inventory meets all your needs. From rugged tractors and loaders to nimble mowers and utility vehicles, we've got the machines that work as hard as you do. And guess what? This month, we're rolling out exclusive deals that'll make your heart race faster than our engines. Drive down to Edmonton Kubota or visit EdmontonKubota.com to discover how we can boost your efficiency, productivity, and fun. Edmonton Kubota, powering your passion with every turn of the key.
Silent Rides is one of Alberta's premier bus charter companies with state-of-the-art motor coaches. We provide our customers with the safest and most reliable ground transportation. Our seatbelt-equipped buses have become the preferred carrier for many local sports teams, tours, corporate outings, and other various travel across Western Canada. For more information and to request a quote, contact Ted Nakamura at 780-940-0880 or visit silentrides.ca.
For a limited time at McDonald's, enjoy the tasty breakfast trio. Your choice of chicken or sausage McMuffin or McGriddles with a hash brown and a small premium roast coffee for $5 plus tax. Available until 11 a.m. at participating McDonald's restaurants. Price excludes delivery.
The Adventure Calls event is on at GMC. Get the 2024 Sierra 1500 Elevation at 0% financing for up to 60 months. Plus, eligible Costco members can receive a $1,200 bonus on select trucks. With Sierra's available 5.3-liter V8 engine plus more cargo bed volume than any competitor, you'll have everything you need to take on any project this season, like building a brand new doghouse. That's a lot of wood. How big is this dog? Visit your local GMC dealer for details.
The Edmonton Stingers basketball home opener on June 2nd at the Edmonton Expo Center. Enjoy affordable family fun with a $5 food and drink menu and free parking. Tickets start at just $20. Visit thestingers.ca/tickets.
This spring, the savings continue at the Brick. Take up to 40% off furniture and mattresses, as well as the chance to scratch and save up to an additional 40% off your purchase. Plus, you'll have the chance
if you want to do a monthly, if you want to do,
including a $10,000 brick shop.
if you want to do, if you
Find
want
amazing deals on kitchen appliances and save up to $400 on sofas so you can prepare your ultimate game day snacks and then watch the game in style. Some exclusions apply. See in-store for details. The Brick, saving you more.
The crow of the rooster, the creak of the shed door, the building of the pile, the strike of the match, the burst of flame, driving home, the wind hitting the windows, the wondering if the pile was fully out, the panic to get everyone out in time. 67% of Alberta's wildfires were started by people. Don't be that person. A message from the government of Alberta.
As the flowers bloom, don't let sunken concrete dampen your spirits. This spring, Trademark Concrete Lift and Leveling is here to lift your spirits and your concrete. With our quick, friendly lifting process, we're ready to tackle those trip hazards and water pooling problems head on with our vast knowledge and expertise. Trademark Concrete Lift and Leveling, where your ground gets a new lease on life. Visit trademarkleveling.com or call 780-691-LIFT. That's 780-691-5438.
Mark your calendars for Finning Cat's Inventory Blowout, May 31st to June 1st. Head down to our compact construction branch at 10920 170th Street for clearance prices on new and used equipment. Secure 0% financing and choose from perks like a $500 parts credit, a cat cooler, or Edmonton Elks tickets. Plus, be our guest for a free lunch from 11:30 to 1 on both days. Hurry, these deals last 2 days only. Some exceptions apply.
Little Huey Lewis in the news on a lovely Thursday afternoon. Welcome back, Gregor and Connor Halley with you. Declan Kruger is also here in studio. The Oilers are in Dallas. I guess there's some weather issues in Dallas. There's lots of planes delayed all over the place trying to get in there. So Spec has been, they left this morning in Edmonton at 6 o'clock to get to Denver and then a connector. And he was supposed to be in Dallas no time at all. Well, they've had to deplan. I shouldn't laugh, but it's like when someone gets kicked in the junk, you know you're not supposed to laugh, but you do. They've deplaned 3 different times, and but now they're on. So Spec, they told him it was going to be delayed, but obviously now they changed their mind, so it looks like they're back up. So we'll have no Spec today. But he's in a real good mood. Like him and Gene, you know what? I don't know whatever they're doing, playing cards, right? Maybe they went to a meat shop. I'm not sure. We'll see what they did. But they're trying to get into Dallas like a lot of other people. We had a lot of other people coming in on artists who are in a group. Belinda Carlisle, I like that one. That's pretty good. Gwen Stefani, another good one. I like that. So yeah. Of course, Belinda went from the Go-Go's, then went solo. Not bad. Not bad at all. Also, hey, speaking of not bad, thanks to Kyle, as well as Lance, who's going to support 2 kids. All right, so now we are up to 82. At least we want 3 more. I'd love to shoot for 90. That's actually the record we set once, was 90, the most in any one year. So we could do it if you want to help out. Now we got another one. We are in with Fish. So we're up to 83. 83 and climbing, baby. So keep it going. 833-401-1440. It's $25 a month. For a lot of you probably won't even miss it at all. And every time you look at your Visa bill, you'll be like, you know what? I'm helping a kid get into sports. And you don't know what the difference they could make in their life. Right? I've been in some of the KidSport events, and you talk to kids who got through that system, and just the opportunities and the doors that opened that never would have been open for them. Because you don't know how athletic some kids are if they never get the opportunity. So if you can spare the $25 a month, commit for a year. Let us know, 833-401-1440. We're up to 83 kids today. We felt that's a big difference. So everybody who's helped out today, awesome. And if you want to continue, we have until 6 o'clock. So 833-401-1440. Now, the Oilers last night, keys to that game for me, number one, they didn't panic when they were down 2-0. Right? It was not a great start. Lethargic, they kind of felt their way into the game. They weren't really moving. It was odd because the last two games, they've been the dominant team in the first. Like, this is a hard series to predict. It's what makes it fun. Like, it's very unpredictable. But I will say this. The building was the quietest it's been in the playoff. When Dallas scored 58 seconds in, and then when they scored that second goal, it was, you could hear a pin drop in there. Like, some nervous tension. But then the crowd, to your credit, they kind of livened up. They're like, man, we got to do something. So they got going. Then obviously it helps when the Oilers started playing better. And then really, I think for the last 50 minutes of that game, the Edmonton Oilers were clearly the better team. Honestly, I don't think it was close. Not just on the score sheet. Like, they did not give up very much after that. They generated some good chances. Right? You score 5-on-5. You score shorthanded. It's still the craziest stat of this series is that the Oilers penalty killers have more goals in the series than the Oilers power play. You could have paid you could have said, I'll give you a lot of money for that to happen. People are like, no, I'm not taking it. Because you wouldn't think that way. The Oilers power play came in, it's red hot. Now, the Oilers have only had 6 power plays in 4 games. So, you know what? Like, going 0 for 6 at one point, like, you could do that in 2 games and people wouldn't really even blink an eye. And it's 6 and one of them was only 42 seconds. So it's not like they've had a boatload of opportunities. Now, Dallas has only had 9, and Edmonton's killed off all 9 of them. So the penalty killers and Edmonton scored one. So it's been great. But you know what? Darnell Nurse, last night, easily his best game of this postseason. Not even close. He looked like he did in the first round until he got hurt in 2022. He was physical. He was aggressive. He was moving his feet. He was using his best skill set, which is speed and his feet and his strength. He was all over the ice. He was up in the rush. He was blocking shots. He's getting an assist. 12 hits. He had 11 hits in the entire series against Vancouver, which was a much more physical series. So I don't know if he was nursing something. Who knows? No pun intended there. But you know what? He came to play last night. You got to give him credit. And I said this at the start of the playoffs, and people got like, you're an idiot. And that's okay. You're an idiot really isn't a good counterpoint. Try to actually have some data to back it up. And I said, if the Oilers were going to win, they would need strong performances from CC and Nurse. And I said, those guys, because I was expecting a strong performance from your top line. They've been that way all year long. Like, is anybody really surprised that McDavid and Draisaitl are 1-2 in the scoring race? No, I don't think anybody is. Right? Are you surprised that Hyman's leading them in goals? No. Right? Like, those aren't surprises. They needed Nurse to be better than he was down the stretch. And last night, like, if last night is the step off point for Nurse, that is a huge, huge moment for the Edmonton Oilers. Right? Like, I think Cody Cece's actually been pretty good in this series. I have no issue with Cece's game. And really, you know what? I thought Cece, since game 5 against Vancouver, no issue at all. So I've liked it. But the Oilers penalty kill, of course, and it wasn't great in the regular season. It got better, but in the playoffs, it's been marvelous. Not only are they killing off power plays, they're killing momentum. Like, they're sucking the life out of Dallas on their power plays. They're not getting many chances. Like, they had the one chance in the third period on that power play, and Stan Cohen, I think he hit his own guy in front. It was either that or the Oilers defenseman, but I thought it was their own guy. But they can barely get in the zone. Like, the Oilers came close to scoring. Now, we were debating it when Ottinger's stick was on the ice, which is fine. McDavid, would that goal have gone in? If you look at the one replay, it looks like it just would have went right across the goal line. But we'll never know. So, you know, they came close, but they didn't score. They had better puck movement, I thought, last night. Created some chances on their power. Like, their power play looked scary. which is when it's rolling, it looks scary. Even if it doesn't score, it looks scary. Last night, I thought it looked scary for the first time really in the series. So that's a good sign for them because think about it. The Oilers are 2-2 in the series. They don't have a power play goal. Remember when it was like, well, the Oilers can't win unless their power play carries them? Well, that's obviously not the case anymore. But I still will say you're going to need your power play. It's like the Rangers in that series. Florida's 33%. The Rangers are only 11%. Like the Rangers have done a much better job 5-on-5, which what a lot of people thought would be their weakness. But it isn't. So I look at Edmonton tomorrow night. There's obviously the Chris Tanev factor. And Chris Tanev, if he can't go, that's a big blow. That means Ryan Suter's going to have to play more minutes. And at 39 years of age, you're Edmonton, you will take more minutes from Ryan Suter if it doesn't mean Chris Tanev. It's huge. It would. So, if he's out, and even if he's not out, he's clearly laboring, right? Evander Kane hit him with a hard shot on his right foot. You saw him go to the bench. He was in clear discomfort. And the guy's got a pretty, like, it's kind of like the Jason Smith when it comes to high pain threshold. And for him to be sitting down and looking that uncomfortable, taking off his shot block protector, so clearly, stung him, to say the least. There's a lot of bones in your foot. If it's a weight-bearing bone, it's an issue. Now, we talked to some people in Dallas, I think he's going to play. And he might. But he's clearly laboring. And you know which foot it is. It's his right foot. So, now could they freeze it? So at least it numbs the pain. Very possible. So I look at the Oilers tomorrow, and it's not a must-win game, but my goodness. Like, they win tomorrow, they're winning the series. I'll say that for sure. And I think they'll win the series in 6. And I like Edmonton, I really like their game 1 in Dallas. I would still argue that Edmonton has carried more of the play than Dallas has. What have they played? 260 minutes, right? I think Edmonton's been the better team for more minutes. They've led for almost double. Both teams, though, have shown an ability to come back from a 2-goal deficit. It was good for Edmonton. That was, I know there were some people who thought, season over. You lose that game, you go down 3-1, really difficult to come back. So as always, I'm intrigued about every game in this series, man, but I'm really intrigued about tomorrow night's game and then game 6 on Sunday night here in Edmonton. We got a few more. We're going to get in Titan dog grooming. It's coming in from Dave. Also, hey, CFCW's Little Miracle is going to CFCW, our sister station, Marnie and them. They're going to donate one. So now do my math. We're up to 85. All right, let's keep it going. Let's try to push to 90. 833-401-1440. 833-401-1440. Rob Schremp will join us next on The Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca. This spring, experience innovation on the road at Volvo Cars Edmonton. Right now, lease from 0.99% or save up to $4,000 on select models for qualifying loyal Volvo Cars Edmonton customers. Plus, save $5,000 on all new and demo 2024 XT60 Recharge plug-in hybrid models. Discover why we're Canada's only 13-time Volvo Excellence Award winner. Chat online at volvocarsedmonton.com or visit 1205 101st Street Southwest.
My utility bills are going through the roof. How can I take advantage of the sun and put my lazy roof to work?
Sounds like a job for the men and women of Action Electrical.
Energy team reporting. When you're ready to make your home or business more efficient, Action Electrical has the power to install solar panel systems and EV chargers.
Facing an electrical menace? Call on the men and women of Action. Operating throughout Alberta with supercharged skills and strong family values. ActionElectrical.net.
I'm Ryan Nugent-Hopkins.
And I'm Zach Hyman.
And when we're not making juicy, sweet passes
or having my goals disallowed,
we're working for Legacy Heating and Cooling.
You know, guys used to call me a plumber.
And now they call you an AC repairman.
Nice.
Hey, guys, you're not here to fix air conditioners. You're here to sing the jingle.
Oh. Well, okay.
Call Legacy. Call Legacy.
No payments and no interest for 1 year from qualified installers. Legacy Heating and Cooling.
The playoffs are wild. We all know that. And this year, Play Alberta is making it even wilder. Make a deposit with promo code Gregor50 to snag a $50 free sports bet with your next deposit. Get ready for unbeatable promotions throughout the playoffs with 10+ odds boost on every Oilers playoff game. Score a chance to win a pair of lower bowl or even exclusive suite tickets for an Oilers playoff game just by making a bet on an Oilers playoff game at playalberta.ca. Bonus terms and conditions apply.
From bench to bench, sport to sport, Elite Promotional Marketing will help take your teamwear to the next level with a wide selection of uniforms, apparel, and promotional products. So when you want your team to look elite, head to elitepromomarketing.com.
For a limited time at McDonald's, enjoy the tasty breakfast trio. Your choice of chicken or sausage McMuffin or McGriddles with a hash brown and a small iced coffee for $5 plus tax. Available until 11 a.m. at participating McDonald's restaurants. Price excludes flavored iced coffee and delivery.
This spring, the savings continue at the Brick. Take up to 40% off furniture and mattresses, as well as the chance to scratch and save an additional 40% off your purchase. Plus, you'll have the chance to win great prizes, including a $10,000 Brick shopping spree. Find amazing deals on kitchen appliances and save up to $400 on sofas, so you can prepare your ultimate game day snacks and then watch the game in style. Some exclusions apply. See in-store for details. The Brick, saving you more.
Hey everyone, it's Brent Fullerton from Carefree RV. In recent years, we've seen a huge shift towards first-time buyers in our showroom. This has left us with a major shortage of trade-ins and used product on our lot. We are currently in need of quality used RVs. If you would like to sell or consign your RV, please call or text us at 780-438-2008 or visit us at carefreerv.ca.
As the flowers bloom, don't let sunken concrete dampen your spirits. This spring, Trademark Concrete Lift and Leveling is here to lift your spirits and your concrete. With our quick, friendly lifting process, we're ready to tackle those trip hazards and water pooling problems head on with our vast knowledge and expertise. Trademark Concrete Lift and Leveling, where your ground gets a new lease on life. Visit trademarkleveling.com or call 780-691-LIFT. That's 780-691-5438.
Scott here from Sherwood and St. Albert Dodge. It's our biggest sale of the year. This month, every new and used vehicle we have has been marked down and priced to sell. We have Ram trucks that are 25% off, brand new trucks, and we have hundreds to choose from. We have 0% financing up to 72 months on Grand Cherokee. Even though we know our prices are great, every single offer will be considered. We will work to get you the best financing terms. We will pay top dollar for your trade. We will do what it takes to earn your business. It's our biggest sale of the year, and it's on now at St. Albert and Sherwood Dodge.
The job isn't done until the last load is hauled, and having a semi-trailer out of commission is not an option. Whether replacing or adding to your convoy, Edmonton Trailer has a huge inventory of new and used semi-trailers, trusted by the gravel, logging, oil field, fluids, and freight industries. Find a trailer right for you online or at one of their 3 locations. For sales, service, parts, rental, and finance, when you're in it for the long haul, Edmonton Trailer.
Like we always do with this time. Go for mine. I got to shine. Let's throw your hands up in the sky. Go for mine. I got to shine. Let's throw your hands up in the sky. Mama, with that. Hey.
#24. Welcome back, Jason Gregor. Connor Halley with you on a lovely Thursday afternoon. 833-401-1440 is our text line for the eWell inbox. Hey, we got 35 minutes. We'd love to push to 90 kids. That'd be amazing. We're at 85, so we had 5 more to get to 90 to help out KidSport and get kids playing in the game. It's a simple $25 a month donation, or you can do a one-time fee of $300. Okay. And actually, now we're up to 86. Yari just came in. Attaboy, Yari. So we're up to 86. 4 more to go. 833-401-1440. If you want to help out, very much appreciate it. Now, let's talk some hockey. Joined by former NHLer, of course, member of the London Knights, who are now have advanced to the Memorial Cup final. First round selection of the Edmonton Oilers, played for the Oilers and the Islanders. Now is a skills coach, helping bring more education to the lovely sport of hockey overseas. Rob Schremp joins us once again. Robbie, welcome back to the show, man. How you doing?
Good, buddy. How you doing? How you been?
Hey, I'm pretty good. Are you still in Korea?
I'm in Hong Kong. You were close.
Hong Kong. Okay. How is last time how's the growth of hockey going over in Hong Kong?
It's big. It's big since the Olympics were in China. I think the growth has trickled down this way. And there's been some people here from like expats that have been at this for 10, 15 years, building organizations and growing the game and getting people interested. So, there's been interest here, but it's growing now. Like, our organization, the China Hockey Group, has around 450 registered players. So it's a pretty good size. There's a few other ones in the city that have roughly the same. So development's happening and the growth of the game's happening. So it's good to see and fun to watch the kids see the highlights and emulate what they see in the celebrations and the Michigans and all that good stuff. So the kids there's definitely some passion here, and it's just about making it a little bit more accessible here, I guess, would be probably the thing to fix or make better.
Now, what time is it over there right now?
7:30 a.m.
So the games then would start an order game. Well, all the games are starting for you early in the morning. So are you able to watch any of the games live, or you're working, you record them? How does that work?
Excuse me. Yeah, no, I watch them live, which is awesome. When I was in Latvia, it was a little bit different. Like the games were starting at 3 a.m. for me. Sometimes like the West Coast games, 4 a.m. So this scenario is perfect. It's 7:30, sometimes 8:30. Even the late games here, during the season, start at about 10 o'clock. So I get to watch those and get my morning jolt of hockey before I start my work. It's great.
We'll get to the Memorial Cup in a second, but you look at the final 4 teams here. It's down to a best of 3. It's a very different series. The Rangers and the Panthers. It's physical. They're hammering the hell out of each other. The Rangers surprisingly can't score on the power play, and their 5-on-5 games being a lot better than we think. Alexis Lafreniere is really. Him and Goudreau have been their stars for them in that series. And then meanwhile, the Oilers in Dallas is a much more skating series, almost lacking in playoff animosity, which is kind of rare. It's unique to see such a different contrast between the East and the West right now, at least in the conference final.
Yeah, I'd agree with you. It's kind of totally flip-flopped in what we're used to seeing. That Western Conference style of bone-crushing hits and physicality and really the grind game and the dump and chase and the corner work. So it has switched around. But there was that hit. I think it was on Robertson. Was it on Robertson right by the wall at the end of last game? I think there's going to start to get some a little prickly here in the series, and we'll see a little bit more of that stuff. But yeah, I like the way, like in the other series, Florida, the Rangers, Lafreniere, I love the way that he's breaking out right now. And it's crazy, you hear a lot of conversations, but there's a lot of truth to it too. He's breaking out, but there's no room for him to go, right? There's kind of a ceiling on him right now. He's not going to break that first power play unit, so he's going to, for this playoff series, this playoff run, I think he's always going to be that, like, he's only going to get about 30 seconds of power play time on each, power play. But he's playing sick. He hit one off the crossbar there, and then he danced the guy. Danced the guy at the blue line, let it rip maybe 2 or 3 steps inside the blue line. Just the way his confidence is rising, it's fun to watch that. Especially, there's a lot of talk in the off seasons in the last couple of years, like, was he going to pan out, and should they put him in a trade piece, in a trade package, and all that stuff. So it's for me personally, I love his game right now, the way he's dangling the puck off his hip, the way he's getting defenders a bite. He's had some sick highlight reel goals this year too, where he's off that left hip, sold it, and gone through his legs and gone lateral and sniped. He scored one in the playoffs just recently like that. So watching a player kind of come to life in a playoff series like this is pretty cool to see. So especially with how much, of that stuff he's had to carry for the last couple of years of panning out. And I think he's starting to pay off. So But yeah, that series has been a lot of fun. The Florida Panthers play a pretty big boy hockey game, and very physical. And you got Chuck just constantly stirring up. I love that kid. He's fun to watch. And obviously being an alumnus of the London Knights, you're pulling for him. But just the overall, like just watching him, he gets the game and his hockey IQ and in a lot of areas. Whether it's he's kind of got that Corey Perry factor as well, of like when to pick up, scrum, when to start a scrum, when to get the other team off their game. And he's been brilliant. So it's fun to watch that series, and a lot of good hockey going on right now.
Rob Schremp joins us. Then you move out to the West. Speaking of former London Knights, that Evan Bouchard kid's having himself a pretty good playoffs for the Edmonton Oilers. And you know what? The Oilers, it's unique that there's no power play goals in the series. The Oilers penalty kill has the only special teams goal. And you know what? Now there's not a lot of power play opportunities. The Oilers have only had 6 in 4 games, and one of them was 42 seconds late in the game. So it's basically like, one and a bit per game. But when you watch the Oilers, as good as their power play is, like their penalty kill right now is the thing that everybody's watching. Is like, oh my goodness, like they're so in sync. And Leon Draisaitl said it. He goes, they're kind of controlling the flow of the power play, which is very hard to do for a penalty kill. Like Dallas just doesn't seem to have an answer. Like if you were going, you're a pretty good power play guy. I know you've done a lot of coaching on. If you were Dallas, how would you attack Edmonton's penalty kill?
I think there's just way too much emphasis on the zone entries, and you're seeing the teams get obsessed with this. The drop passes and what it being exaggeration. I know I'm making an exaggeration or dramatic here, but the 20 passes before the blue line. It's for me. I just simplify, and these zone entries are not. I know there's analytics to them on what you get out of it if you carry it over like they do, but you got to have flexibility on the fly to change that up. Sometimes you just got to get it in and muck it up and just see what shakes out. It's a little bit too controlled. I'd say just stop going with all the diagram breakouts and let's just go with brass tacks here. We got 5, they got 4. Let's get it in, muck them up, and try to catch them. So that's something I would probably go to in less structure on the breakout and the zone entry. But that's one thing. And then just change it up. Box. I'd try box +1 maybe, just to spread them out and just make long passes, make them skate a lot more, longer sprints. So the box is going to have to contract and expand and contract. Longer sprints, just different things like that to toy with the PK. And sometimes at this point of the season, everybody's usually playing their best hockey, and there's not always a solution like this. The PK is playing sick right now. They have chemistry and they're really smart. They're not giving up those in the house. Grade A scoring chances. And it's about, at this point, it's about being patient as a power play as well, figuring out how to find that one crack or, whatever, something like that. It could be the series difference. So, so there's not always a solution. It's not always like your power play sucks. Sometimes credit's due when credit's due. And the Oilers PK has been really good. The chemistry's there. They're pressuring together. They're working as a pack. And that puts a lot of pressure on the PP.
Rob Schremp joins us. Rob, we kind of assumed that the Oilers' top guys were going to be good. If you're going to go deep in the playoffs, your top guys got to be good, and they've done that. Darnell Nurse, the numbers probably weren't valid to how he was playing overall, but I don't think he was playing close to his potential. Leon Draisaitl, I think, kind of admitted that last night, saying, hey, his confidence wasn't there. And if you don't have confidence, I don't care who you are as a player, it's going to impact you. But last night, Darnell Nurse dominated that game. Right, 12 hits, 3 block shots, had an assist, jumped up in the rush, and he's one of the best skating defense. Well, he's the Oilers' best skating defenseman. He's one of the best skating defensemen in the league, and he really used his feet more. He was aggressive, and if Nurse can continue to play like that, well, all of a sudden, Edmonton's chance of winning the Stanley Cup increase massively, because the first pair, I don't see any reason why you would expect them not to play well. So if Nurse eats up his 20 minutes, well, now you've got, 2/3 of the game where you're like, hey, we got guys who are really controlling the play. Like, his importance to the team, I don't think could be overstated when he plays up to his potential.
Yeah, he is a big factor, and his game is a big factor in swinging the needle for the Oilers. Like, he's a depth guy, and how he plays is, again, it has a big impact on the layers that the team have. So it's really important what he's doing with those minutes and the decisions he's making with the puck. And I think when you have Boucher doing what he's doing, there's less I don't say expectation, but need for him to make offensive plays. It just has to be real solid hockey, stick on puck hockey, and not getting burned and taking, riverboat gambling chances. Team doesn't need that when you have, like a top pair like you have. You just need him to be solid and just stay at home. And again, no risky stuff for good first passes. And, he's a MFer to get over the offensive zone blue line for the other team. So it's a little simplification of his game, I think, and just playing solid for the boys. And, no big turnovers, no big mistakes. And I think, not to pick on him, but Desharnais, there's been a few of them where I know he's been trying to make the safe play, but there's been a few like tough grenade, like pizzas. You can't make those pizzas. It's just got to be sure. And it's, I think for those guys, they just got to lock down and let that top pair create your offense for you and be the momentum swingers. And you guys make sure that no negative energy, no negative momentum comes back. So I know that sounds simple. It's a very good league that they're in. It's not that easy all the time, but I think that mentality has to be there where they're just super solid and simple. Even if they are whatever, high, I talk about highly paid or what, that's not where I think at all. I just think about like strategy and like what you need on the team. I don't care about dollars and cents per se when I have an assessment of a player.
I'm totally with you, especially in the playoffs, because there's no salary cap, so it doesn't really matter. It's guys are playing well. How surprised were you that Knobloch is? I'll say this about Coach Knobloch: he's not afraid to make a tough decision. You switch out 3 guys. Shows the Oilers have depth, no question, because one of them coming in is Corey Perry and Broberg, and they bring in Ryan McLeod back, and all of them play well. But were you surprised that he had a 3-player in and out rotation before Game 4?
No, not really. That's the depth, and that's something you kind of have your chess pieces as a coach. And I think with the way it was going in the Vancouver series, like that series probably needed that speed that Derek Ryan and those guys, and that different speed and different game. The game is not right now, like you said, in that Western Conference, it's not that kind of grinded out and treacherous battles behind the goal lines. It's been a little bit more track meet-ish, back and forth and sprint hockey. So knowing what the series have or what the series needs is important, and making those changes. Those guys are all professional. So I know Pears personally, and I know he was probably chomping at the bit to get back in. I thought he did a great job getting back in, having an impact on the game, and maybe it was good for him. An older guy like Pears, a couple of days off and a little bit of rest, and ready to be juiced up and go back into the game. So I think it's the guys have confidence in the guys that the players that run that team, that are the engine for the team, always run, and they're always on. Even when they're off, they're still really good. So those secondary players that come in, again, they just kind of have not so much pressure. They just have a certain role to fill. And it's not, I don't think it's so tough as a player to come in and fill that role. We're not asking you to come in from the press box and score 3 goals. We're asking you to come in from the press box and be really solid for us. Work your ass off. So it's not too complex.
The Memorial Cup, London, of course, punches their ticket yesterday. They go to the final. As a former member of the London Knights, you guys had lots of success in your 3 years there with the Knights. What is it always that connection to that team? Does it, you're almost across the world right now, but do you still keep tabs on it? And is it a must-watch game now for you, knowing that your former team is in the final?
Oh yeah, I watched the game and watched it. I watched the game yesterday, so it was good to see and watch how they're playing and see like those young players like Colin, call him Cowboy for whatever reason, his nickname. But just seeing those guys, how they developed. I was there last year for a little bit, just working with the kids and on the ice with them. So I got a chance to get to know them. And being a past London Knight, I've heard it my whole career, cut the cord, Shrimpy, but I'll never cut the cord because, we just had such a good chemistry there and a good time there. And we did big things as a group. So we'll never cut the cord, and always keeping up with the new kids and who's coming up and paying attention. So like Colin and Bonk and Barkey and these kids are fun to watch. And it's been fun to watch them develop. Like Cowboy is a totally different player this year than he was last year. Last year, he kind of looked like a little kid, almost like a junior kid. Now he's a grown boy, like he's a grown man. He's filled out. He's playing like a big boy, and he's really taking that shot at you could see it, that he's driving towards that NHL contract and that NHL job at the junior level. He's a step above. So seeing these kids develop and grow into these roles, it's so much fun to watch. And again, you just brings you back to your time there and how it went. And you see some of the kids, I think it's O'Reilly. Like O'Reilly was a 16-year-old last year, and he got the Dale Hunter treatment, where it's not Dale Hunter treatment, it's the Dale Hunter training package, where it's you learn at the young age, and when you get in at 17, you understand, and you're also really hungry. And you're seeing that now. He just toe dragged some guy the other night. He had a sick dish backdoor at the highest level, right? The Mem Cup. So the kid's confidence at a high, and you can see that he's developed into a player. And that's something that's beneficial for both team and player. So watching the patterns in the way Dale does things and seeing it from afar and watching it in a Memorial Cup, all that stuff, it brings you back, and it's great to see, and pulling for the guys. I really hope they swing this through and bring another Mem Cup back to London. The fans are amazing there, so the community deserves it.
Quickly, who are you picking to make it in the Stanley Cup final now that it's a best of 3 in both?
Well, I want the Oilers. Obviously, I got the Oilers. I think their studs are going to pull through and get them through this series. And then it's tough. If it's an objective way of looking at it, or you want my emotional picks.
No, objective. Who do you think's going to win? Like, not who you want to win.
I think the Panthers and the Oilers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's who I picked at the start of the series, so I would agree with you on both. I think both of those teams have been the better teams for longer stretches in the series thus far.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Robbie, great to catch up with you, man. Enjoy growing hockey. We appreciate your time.
Awesome, man. Thanks for having me on. It's good chatting.
You betcha. That's Rob Schremp, former NHLer, now helping grow hockey. I love it. Great. In Hong Kong. Fantastic. Hey, you know what's fantastic? We are at 89 kids. 90 is a really nice round number. That would, you know what? If we get 2 more, we'd break our record. 90 was the record. The old station. We could go to 91 on the new one. We need 2 people who want to help out the kids. It's $25 a month. And you can commit for a year, so it's $300 in total. Or you can do it one time of $300 or $25 a month on your Visa. You might not even notice it. 833-401-1440. Text in with your name, and I'll send it to KidSport, and they'll hook you up. It'll be fantastic. Also, this just coming down, the Edmonton Oilers have hired Cale Larson to be the hockey opera. He's the Senior Director of Player Development. So Senior Director of Player Development. He recently served as President of Hockey Operations for the Fighting Saints of the USHL. So that just coming down here a little bit by the Edmonton Oilers. Take a quick break. We'll come back. It's a Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca. Use the promo code Gregor50 and get your free $50 play with a minimum $5 deposit. And we need 2 more people. Let's get over 90. Want to get to 91. 833-401-1440. $25 monthly deposit to help kids get in the game at KidSport.
In 1973, deep in the basement of an Edmonton family home, an elite team of specialized forces came together to form Action Electrical.
Action Electrical Divisions, assemble!
Projects team reporting.
Service team reporting.
Testing team reporting.
Energy team reporting.
Supercharged with skills in their electrical fields and grounded by strong family values. Facing an electrical menace? Call on the men and women of Action. Operating throughout Alberta at actionelectrical.net.
Legacy Heating and Cooling jingle auditions take 1 for Ryan Nugent-Hopkins and Zach Hyman. Are you ready, guys?
We were born ready.
Heck yes, Nuge. Drop the beat.
Qua legacy.
We freaking killed it, Nuge.
That's what I'm talking about, Zachary Martin Hyman.
Nice guys. We're going to sell a lot of air conditioners.
Hey, doesn't Legacy offer no payments and no interest for a year on those?
Yeah. Well, thanks for the assist on the copy points there, Nuge.
It's just what I do.
Legacy Heating and Cooling.
Try the new extra large New York style crispy pepperoni pizza only from Papa John's. Get you some of that crispy, curly, cuppy pepperoni on top of an extra large New York style crust pizza with creamy tomato sauce and a 3-cheese blend. This ain't around forever, so walk fast like you're in NYC and order one now. The extra large New York style crispy pepperoni pizza for just $22.99. Only at Papa John's. Better ingredients, better pizza, better get you some.
Sports 1440 has added another player to our lineup. Tonight, from 6 to 9, check out Turn Sports with your host, Navin Romerick. Edmonton's exclusive home of sports talk is now rolling 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Hey, Edmonton, it's your quarterback, McLeod Bethel Thompson. Elks football is back. The home opener, presented by Pure Later Tackle Hunger, is Saturday, June 8th versus the Saskatchewan Roughriders. The Grey Cup will be in the house to salute 75 years of EE football. Tickets and more at goelks.com.
The Adventure Calls event is on at GMC. Get the 2024 Sierra 1500 Elevation at 0% financing for up to 60 months. Plus, eligible Costco members can receive a $1,200 bonus on select trucks. With Sierra's available 5.3-liter V8 engine plus more cargo bed volume than any competitor, you'll have everything you need to take on any project this season, like building a brand new doghouse. That's a lot of wood. How big is this dog? Visit your local GMC dealer for details.
This spring, the savings continue at the Brick. Take up to 40% off furniture and mattresses, as well as the chance to scratch and save up to an additional 40% off your purchase. Plus, you'll have the chance to win great prizes, including a $10,000 Brick shopping spree. Find amazing deals on kitchen appliances and save up to $400 on sofas so you can prepare your ultimate game day snack and then watch the game in style. Some exclusions apply. See in-store for details. The Brick, saving you more.
Hey campers, Brent Fullerton from Carefree RV. It's our favorite time of year and camping season is about to start. We're booking our annual spring service special, which includes a dewinterization and an RV checkup. Let us get you ready for camping the Carefree way. Call or text us at 780-438-2008 or visit us at carefreerv.ca.
Declan's come in. We're at 90. The original Declan, he said, the OG. So, hey, you want to be the one who sets the new record? Put us over the top. 833-401-1440. 833-401-1440. $25 a month can get you in, which would be fantastic. I love it. So enjoy that. And we're going to help out. We've helped out a lot of kids at KidSport today to get to 90, which is awesome. But hey, who doesn't like setting a record? One more will put us through 91. That could be you. 833-401-1440, $25 a month, or a one-time donation of $300. Lots more text to get to, 833-401-1440, as we look for one final donation. But also, listening to the orders, we got a few questions. Hey, guys, if you're Chris Knobloch and you're always changing and it works, would you consider changing someone even though they won? That's a fair question. I'm looking at, when he's made most of these moves, it's been after a loss. So I think and it's not like he blames those individual players for the loss. He just looks for a little bit of a spark. So my initial instinct would be it's going to be status quo for game 5. But it's fair to say he could consider it. Like Warren Fogle hasn't been so atrocious, like he can never play again. Sam Carrick has actually played quite well. Right? Vinny Desharnais, I had some struggles, but the one thing that Knobloch, I don't expect Vincent Desharnais to be out for a long time. Like, I don't think that's the last you've seen of Vinny Desharnais in the playoffs, especially if they play Florida. They're going to need him against Florida. It's a much different type of series if they get there. I think Warren Fogle, you'll see again. Probably see Sam Carrick again. But it's a good problem to have right now. Like, I do wonder with all the consecutive games played for a guy like Derek Ryan, now he's not playing a lot of minutes though, so maybe it won't matter. But, Carrick's face-offs against Dallas could help. Hey, Gregor, I watched last night. Any idea why the Oilers get kicked out of the draws way more often than Dallas? Well, Edmonton is trying to time it. I've talked to Leon Draisaitl about this, and, obviously each linesman has a different kind of cadence and speed in which they drop the puck. And so you're trying to time it, and it does seem like they think he's going to drop it, then he doesn't, and boom, you get punted out. I think I had it at 6-0 at one point, but then in Dallas twice later in that game did have some guys that were booted out of the circle. But it is like, I would love to keep track. It's something that I might start keeping track of just to see how often it happens. Because, like Draisaitl specifically, yes, he's trying to get the jump on it. And so, I find it more though in the offensive zone for him rather than the defensive zone. So which shows me he's like, hey, I'm willing to take the chance in the offensive zone. And if I lose it, like, okay, sure, it sucks. I'm out of the faceoff dot, but in the defensive zone, you're not seeing it as often from him because I think he understands like, hey, I'm our best faceoff guy. I got to stay in here and it's about winning it now, or at least not losing it in the defensive zone. Sometimes in the offensive zone, you can go, hey, guess what? I want to win the draw, so I'll try to win it. Whereas in the defensive zone, you're like, I just don't want to lose it. You tie up the guy. It's not going to be a clear loss. Now there's a battle. It's a little bit better. So I understand it. Jordan comes in. We're up to 292. He's going to sponsor 2 kids. Attaboy, Jordan. I love it. So, hey, 92 and counting. Hey, we got time. We got a few minutes left. Keep on rolling. I like it. 833-401-1440. That is fantastic. Cons, quickly, what's your thoughts on the odds, and has there been an update? Is Doncic playing? Because I heard he's a game time decision.
Looks like he's going to be good to go. He's been listed as questionable for every game with the knee and ankle. So I wouldn't be too concerned about it. Guy's a gamer. I think he's going to be out there. I believe it's Connolly for the Timberwolves had the Achilles, so you're going to watch for that one, see how he's going to be feeling, kind of a nice third option for them. But yeah, I think Luke is going to be good to go.
Okay, well, that's hey, obviously the odds are low, but you're Minnesota, man. You're back at home. Can you find a way to just, hey, let's just win another one? Try to extend it. So, hey, thanks everybody. We got to, if my math is correct, 92 kids today. Unbelievable. That is huge to help out KidSport and get kids playing in the game today. So thank you all very, very much. And if Graham hasn't got a hold of you, he will today or tomorrow. So have yourselves a wonderful day. On behalf of Connor Halley, Declan Kruger, and I'm Jason Gregor. If you missed any parts of the show, go to jasongregor.com. Anywhere you get your podcasts, you can hear the show. Tomorrow, the Con Man will be running things. I'm out of town, so enjoy with Connor. He'll set you up for Game 5 tomorrow, him and Sean Brown. Let's get to the Con Man of Sports 1440 update, brought to you by your Alberta GMC dealers. You can get up to $5,300 cash purchase credit on a 2024 Sierra, $1,500 Denali Ultimate. Plus, eligible Costco members can receive a $1,200 bonus on select trucks right now at your Alberta GMC dealers. Good night.
This is the Sports 1440 update.
The Edmonton Oilers have added Kelly Larson to the Hockey Operations Department as a Senior Director of Player Development. Larson most recently served as President of Hockey Ops for the Fighting Saints of the USHL. First Oilers back in action tomorrow. Game 5, their best of 7 series with the Dallas Stars down in Dallas. Tonight you got Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Final. The Rangers and Panthers meeting in New York. We're about 15 minutes away from puck drop. That series tied at 2 games apiece in the association. Mavs meet the Timberwolves in Game 5 of their series. Dallas currently leading 3-1. Tip-off 6:30. Major League Baseball, 3 games underway, all scoreless. Nationals, Braves, Red Sox, Tigers, and Diamondbacks met. Later tonight, the Yankees are in Anaheim taking on the Angels. Earlier today, Brewers beat the Cubs 6-4. Twins knocked off the Royals 7-6. Rays over the Athletics 6-5. That one went to extras, and it was the Astros blanking the Mariners 4-0. WNBA right now. Sky Diggins leading the way for the Storm. They lead the Fever 47-41 at halftime. Later tonight, the Sparks taking on the Sky of Chicago. That gets going just after 6. At the RBC Canadian Open, David Skins currently sitting atop the leaderboard at 8 under par. You got Sean O'Hare and Sam Burns at 7 under. Rory McIlroy sitting at 4 under par. As for the Canadians, David Hearn 3 under, Mike Weir 2 under, as is Ben Silverman, Taylor Pendrith, Mackenzie Hughes, and Corey Connors all -1. And at the French Open, great day for Canadians once again. Felix Auger-Aliassime, Denis Shapovalov, Bianca Andreescu, and Leila Annie Fernandez all winning their second round matchup. From the NFL, Miami Dolphins locking up wide receiver Jalen Waddle to a 3-year contract extension with just under $85 million. That'll do it for us here on the Jason Gregor Show. Up next, we've got Turn Sports from 6 to 9, followed by Fox Sports Radio from 9 till 7 a.m. when Kevin Carius, Brandon Douglas, and Eddie Steele will have you covered on the Kevin Carius Show. I'm Connor Halley. This has been a Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440, a Stingray radio station.